Good morning, you guys. Good morning. Get on in here. I want to share something with you guys that I read something this morning. As you guys, as you guys know, personal finances is my passion. You know, changing lives for the better is my passion. And I want you guys to understand that most of you guys that follow me, sometimes, because somebody rideshare put in the comments like, hey, this is getting monotonous, right? Now, the majority of people would take that in a negative way, but I don't, because I want you guys to clearly understand why it sounds like it's repetitive, because it's simple math. I'm not saying anything new. It'll be the same. I might come up in a different way to saying it, but it all boils down to basic mathematics. That's why it sounds repetitive. And if you come back to my channel and you're like, hey, dang, he's saying the same thing, that means you've learned all you needed to learn from me, and it's time to move on to something else. That's what it is. There are millions of people in debt, millions. And if you're one of the early people that have heard me early and you come over here and now, you've been following me, religiously, and then all of a sudden it starts to sound like the same old thing, I'm telling you, that's true. It is. Yes, it is repetitive. Yes, same thing. That's what I want you to know. It'll never change. It'll always be this way. Just various different ways of coming back to the same conclusion, basic mathematics. And then if you're coming here, it's no different than I used to watch Dave Ramsey religiously when I was getting out of debt, right? And then once I got out of debt, I start watching his videos. I'm just thinking, oh man, he's just saying the same thing over and over again. Exactly. That means you're ready to go. You're ready for the next level. That's how it works. Anyway, today I was reading about America's middle class is addicted to a new kind of credit. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you guys a few different ways of looking at things that you may see in the debt matrix, so you can understand what is. All right. Now, what they're addicted to, and the full article is in the description. What they're addicted to is online installment loans. Online installment loans. This is now a $50 billion industry. 50 billion. $50 billion industry. Online installment loans. Now, those of you that follow me, I want you, yes, that was with a B, a billion. Now, you're probably wondering, who are the people that use online installment loans? You want to know who? People in debt. People in debt. Only people in debt would ever touch an online installment loan, whatever. People that manage money, well, first of all, people like us that don't borrow money, I guess that really doesn't apply to us because we would never borrow money like that anyway. But I wouldn't even drive in the car lot, not even the car. It's online now. Never mind. I'm thinking of the old payday lender stores. Those days are gone. Now people can do the exact same thing from the comfort of their own home. They don't have to feel embarrassed walking into a payday lending store anymore. Now they can do it from home in secret. At least they think they're doing it in secret. Payday lenders, online installment loans, those are the same thing as payday lenders. What's up, reigning woman? 50 billion. Only people in debt would touch an online installment loan. When you're going there to get one of those, you are in deep, deep trouble. I'm telling you right now, if you're one of the millions of people, part of that $50 billion industry, if you've ever gotten an online installment loan, that is a big red flag to your finances. Big red flag. I mean, like, you look up at the sun. Pretend the sun was your red flag. That's how big that is. Same thing with title loan places. Same thing. It's all the same, really. But we're going to stick with online installment loans. If you're getting one, let me tell you something, you guys, okay? They are taking full advantage of people in debt. Full advantage. I mean, it's bad. When you get outside the debt matrix and you look at something like that, you be like, oh my God, they are taking full advantage of people in debt. Yes, they are. It's bad too, you guys. It's bad. 50 billion? Yeah, it's bad. And those things can run for like 5 years. Online installment loans. 5 years. It can go from 2 years to 5 years. And you know what they say? And listen to this closely, okay? Because I want you to understand why this, when I talk to you guys about this is a different language, this is what I'm telling you. What people in debt don't understand, all right? If you're going to them, you're already in deep trouble. I mean, deep trouble, right? And now on these online installment loans, guess what they tell you right up front? For the first 18 months of your loan goes exclusively to interest. Exclusively. They tell you right up front. Tell a person with the online installment loan, hey, if you sign up for this loan, it's high interest rate. And for the first 18 months, all your payments will be going to interest. You're not even going to touch the principal for the first 18 months. Tell you right up front. Now, let me tell you why they tell people right up front. Because if you're that desperate to go to an online installment loan, you're not going to care about the fine print. You just want the money. You don't care about the fine print. And they can tell you right up front. It's in the documentations. I don't know why companies don't do this right up front and don't hide anything. You don't have to hide anything. People going to online installment loans, man, you're already desperate. You don't care they know people that come to them don't care about what's in the paperwork. They just want that money. And then once you get on, ooh, I can't even imagine. I mean, payday lenders, at least that was like every 2 weeks, right? Or you got to come in and re-sign paperwork or something, that stupid scam. But now they can lock you in. They can lock a person in for 5 years. Oh my, you guys don't even get it. You know how much money they're going to be making? $50 billion. That should tell you guys that come to my channel, that should tell you how many people are in debt, credit trouble. I mean, deep. That just tells me when I hear of like online installment loan places like this, and the middle class are the ones that are attaching to it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Economy crash is coming fast. It's coming. People are desperate. The interest, oh man, when they can get that bold and tell you, hey, you take this loan, the first 18 months of your payments is going to go exclusively to interest, and they can tell you that right to your face, and you still take that loan, you are desperate. Now you times that by millions of people. $50 billion, that's millions of people. I point these things out because I want you guys to understand this is no joke. If you're in debt and you believe you're in, like, let me tell you something else, okay? They aim the middle class. First of all, classes don't even exist. Poor, middle class, upper class, that doesn't even exist. Classes don't even exist. All they got to do is make you believe that you live there in the middle class. Let me give you an example of what I mean, how classes don't, I know it's confusing with you when you say, hey, what do you mean classes don't exist? I've been hearing this all my life. I know you have. I have too. Like there's really a bottom class, middle class, and upper class, whatever. You really believe that, right? But let me tell you how it doesn't exist. Say like a person was making $150,000 a year at a job, that person would be considered middle class. But if they're $300,000 in debt, that means they're in debt. What class are they in if they're in debt? They're still considered middle class? No, they're in debt. They don't even, yeah, they might make the money, but according to mathematics, they're broke. But yet people in the debt matrix believe since that person makes $150,000 a year, even the person that is making $150,000 a year believes they're middle class, not even understanding that they're broke. They're completely in the negative. This is the middle class. That's why they're going. I'm telling you guys, this is why they're going to places like this, installment loan places. This is why the middle class is going to them, because the middle class don't understand that they're broke. Middle class doesn't even exist, at least for people in debt. But once you get out of debt, you can clearly see classes don't even matter. They don't even exist. You be wherever you want, wherever it is you want to be, you can be there financially. And you just deem that class whatever you deem it. I feel sorry. You know what? If this is you, if you believe you're in the middle class and you're doing some of these online installment loans and you've got one for 5 years, you're part of this $50 billion industry. But what you guys don't see is this: how you determine when an economy crash is about to happen. This is how you determine it. You look at installment loan places like this with the ridiculous interest rates. I mean, it's like in the hundreds. And then they tell you right up front that the first 18 months of your loan is going to go straight to interest. None of it's going to go to principal. And these people are going for these loans. That's how you can tell people are getting desperate. They're already there. If this is $50 billion and they're already doing that at this right here, right now, going for these loans, they're really desperate. Oh yeah. People are at the brink of bankruptcy. They just don't want to admit it. They just don't want to admit it that they are bankrupt. Say, they can fold right now. They don't even know they can fold, but guess what? People in the debt matrix, they want to impress other people in the debt matrix. So they're not going to fold. They'll keep going in debt to try to keep up the appearance. That's how the middle class works. That's how it works. People in debt believe they're in a class. People in debt don't even realize money doesn't even exist for them. It doesn't even exist for people in debt. You can't be in any class with invisible money. You're broke. If your finances are in the negative, you are broke. Doesn't matter what you believe. All you got to do is really just believe in mathematics. If you believe in mathematics, you'll be rich. But if you keep believing that you're not broke, you'll always be broke. And the majority of the people in the middle class are broke. They just don't. It's weird. They don't even know they're broke, and they believe they're in a class. People in the debt matrix are in no class. They're broke. Instead of going broker, trying to impress other people in the same exact situation as them. Everybody, it's like the middle class. They're comparing themselves with the houses and the cars, and all you got to do is look at the statistics. The statistics tell you otherwise. They tell you it's clear that people in the middle class, the majority of them, are faking. They're faking. They're fool. You know what's so crazy? The middle class, they're only fooling each other. They're not fooling people that understand money and how it works. You're not fooling us. Sharif says, It's really bad out here in NYC. I guarantee you this, Sharif. I know New York looks like it's expensive. I know it looks like there's a lot of people there with money. No, it's not. It's not true. I'm looking right at it right now. These statistics, a middle class, the new kind of credit, 50 billion. Let me tell you guys something. Let me clearly let you understand something. If you get an online installment loan, you are in trouble. You guys don't even get it. Everywhere I go now, no, I don't fall for, hey, this is expensive area now, or go over to Calabasas, California, New York City, anywhere, prime Manhattan, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't look at stuff like that anymore because I know I'm just looking at the statistics. There's a lot of people walking around here pretending to be rich. This is how I can tell. I'm going to tell you guys how I know this, right? Just this article, America's new kind of credit installment loans, $50 billion industry, billion with a B. Okay. Trillions in credit card debt, trillions in car loan debt, trillions in mortgage debt, trillions in student loan debt. That's how I know people are faking. There's people out here that are homeowners that have been debating to pay off their homes. They're like, man, really, should I? Hell yeah, you should pay your home off. There is no investment vehicle out there faster than a paid off house. Believe that. How do I know this? Trillions in mortgage debt. That's how I know that. There's trillions. You pay your house off, you're no longer part of that $1 trillion nightmare. That's how I know. But you notice how people in debt always convince, oh man, don't do that. Invest in this and that and this and that. They're just tricking you. They're just fooling you. The math if you just sat down and did the math of anybody that gives you that kind of financial advice, the math won't even make any type of sense. And if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. That's how I know. Thank you, Avery. This is my passion. I can't even stop. Reigning Woman says the elitists have been working overtime to eliminate the middle class rapidly. No, Reigning Woman, no. That's no. They're not trying to. No, we need people to believe, that are in debt, to believe in classes. That is very important to the whole equation. That is very important. We need people that believe that they are in the middle class while they're deep in debt, because all anybody has to do is do mathematics, and they will clearly see that there are no such thing as classes. There's nothing to eliminate because it doesn't even exist. We just make the people that are slaves. If you're in debt, you're a slave. Okay. I don't care what you feel. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what you feel like. Math says you're a slave. Now, if we can get slaves to not even check this out, this is the perfect storm right here. Listen, is a slave if they don't know they're a slave? Credit is the illusion of ownership. That's an illusion. Math will show it's an illusion. I'm not even making this up. It's not a theory. It's not a hypothesis. This is mathematics. Mathematics will show this. You're not in any kind of class. You're in debt. Money doesn't even exist for you. But if we can get slaves to believe their classes, we need them there. Slaves are the biggest part of the whole economic equation. If we can get slaves to believe that they'll never pay off their student loan debt, they'll be a slave for life. That's how it works. If you believe you're a slave in middle class, hey, whatever, you believe you're a slave in middle class. Oh, I'm in upper middle class, or I'm rich. Oh, okay, whatever, slave. You think you're rich? All right, you're rich. Avriel says it hurts, but it's on time. You know what, Avriel? And this is not meant to hurt you in a negative way. Okay. And I want you to understand that when I say you're in debt and you're a slave, I don't want it. I don't want you to take it in a negative way, like I'm talking about you. I want you to feel what it is. That's the only reason why I'm saying it like that, because I'm out of the debt matrix and I was a slave for the first 40 years of my life. Now that I'm out, I didn't know I was a slave. First of all, I did not. I would even got offended if somebody would have called me a slave. I would have got offended. I ain't going to front with you. I would have got offended. I'd be like, who are you? Then I would have thought about all the movies that were made about slaves on boats and getting whipped. No, it ain't that kind of slave. Okay. That's TV. It ain't that kind of slave. This slave is a colorblind slave master. It don't care what color you are. Woman, man, gay, straight. It don't care, because all it sees is green. That's what I want you to feel. That's the pain I want you to kind of like, ooh, yes, that's it. And that what you feel is real. Don't take offense to it. It's just mathematics. It has nothing to do with feelings, only mathematics. Willie Garcia says there are only two classes, debt class and freedom class. Correct, Willie. I always tell you guys, there are two economies. One that's visible to the majority whom are in debt. And then there's another economy that is invisible to those who are not in debt. If you're in debt and you believe you've been in debt, you've been in debt all your life, you'll never see the economy. It's mathematically impossible for you to see the invisible economy that I keep telling you about. You can't see it. Washington, D.C. Sharif says, I was saying people in NYC are feeling a lot of pain. The rents and cost of living is killing people. It's only killing people in debt. I promise you, Sharif. It's only killing people, those who are in debt. There are people that are living in NYC just fine. Know why you don't know they're there? They're not complaining about anything. That's why you don't ever hear about them. I mean, if I was living in NYC debt free, I could live there comfortably. No problem. I don't care what the rents are, whatever. None of that stuff matters to me. I wouldn't be coming out of my house and say, hey, man, I know all you guys are struggling, but I'm not, man. I'm cool. You just don't do stuff like that. You can't. People will think you're showing off and you're talking crap. No, you're not. I'm just believing math. That's it. Nothing more than that. I'm not nothing fancy. Rainy Woman says, wow, you're right. Even classes, it isn't an illusion. If you guys are new to my channel, follow me, get out of debt, and you'll see it's all an illusion. That's classes are not real. And I'm proving it to you guys right now that if you thought you were in the middle class, but you're in debt double your annual income, you're not in any class, you're in debt. I mean, they even got the illusion if somebody makes $150,000, people have the illusion in their head that they actually get $150,000 a year. Like they just not include the tax or something. Like when tax is taken out, it's really not $150,000 a year. But oh well, if people in the middle class, that's why they're the target. The whole class system is a target. Okay, don't fall for the trick of people saying, "Oh man, the middle class runs the brunt of every." No, that's nothing. Don't worry about that. Thank you, Avery. I always got to make sure I tell people up front because I sound very confident in what I say, and the reason why I am confident because I know my math is right. And it's nothing more than that. I promise you, it's nothing more than that. And I really do want to help. I want to help you out of debt. I want you to see what is possible. If you put your mind to it, if you really start to believe that you're a slave, understand it's not even belief. If you really start to realize you are a slave, if you owe somebody money, you really are. You're a slave. I didn't know I was a slave. I swear to God, I did not know I was a slave. I was making $160,000 a year. I thought I was in the middle class. I really did think that. Why did I think that? Because that's what the news says. Hey, man, that's what the internet says. The news, it says, hey, man, if you make this amount of money, your class is right here. So I saw that on TV and I just believed it. Once I got out of debt, I was like, oh my God, that doesn't even exist. Right. Doesn't even exist. Another illusion. Becoming rich is not a secret. They just said it's a secret, and people in the debt matrix believe it's a secret. And then, since they believe it's a secret, now it's time for the rich to sell them this imaginary secret. And they sell it to them. They sell it to the people in the debt matrix. Hey, here's the secret. I know it. Yeah, okay. You got to buy it first. Here you go. It's in this package. And then people just believe it. Everything is about you. Everything. Everything's you change everything. There's nothing outside of you that is going to get you to riches faster. Nothing outside of you. Nothing. No stock, no investment, no nothing will get you to a millionaire faster than you. Because your interest is 100% in you, not money. Once you get out of debt, the debt matrix, you won't believe in middle class. You know what you'll believe in? That you'll understand that time is the only most valuable thing on earth, way more than money. Isn't it just obvious? Everybody says it in the debt matrix. Everybody says it. Hey, man, you can't get more time. Well, if you know that, why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you financing stuff? If you know time is the most valuable thing on, why are you taking online installment loans if you know time is the most valuable thing on earth? Imagine this. Somebody believing that they're in the middle class, they got student loans that they can never bankrupt, so you have to pay those off. And then you get wrapped up in online installment loans with a mortgage and credit card debt and car loan debt. Oh my God. Be ready. Once you check it out, when you hear these installment loans reach from the billions to the trillions, a crash is near. An economic crash is near because they can't sustain that. People in debt will never be able to sustain that. They're going to crash. Then that's when the whole economy is going to crash. If you're listening to me and you're in that exact same situation, don't feel alone. Okay? Don't feel alone. Don't feel like I know you think your neighbor is doing better than you. That's not true. I know you think, oh man, they got a brand new Tesla, whatever. If they don't have the title to that Tesla, it means absolutely nothing. Anybody, you see somebody come up, your neighbor pulls up in a brand new car, and if they don't have the title to it, that means absolutely nothing. Who cares what they believe? But if this is you and you got credit cards, car loan, student loans older than your children, and now you're entertaining online installment loans, you are in trouble. It's never too late though. That's the first. Don't look at it as a bad thing. If you realize what I'm saying is you, now you know. Now you have no excuse. LJ told me. He proved it. He proved it with mathematics. Nobody's ever told me like this. Nobody's ever showing me the things he's showing me. And he's proven everything he's saying. Now all you got to do is just believe it. Then you'll come into a whole different world. You won't be listening. It's like when you hear people say things like, "Oh man, hey, NYC is expensive. New York City is expensive. All rents are high." When you're out of the debt matrix, this is how you think. Who's saying that? I just don't believe it. I turn around and say, "Whose mouth is that information coming out of? A person in debt? Well, of course it's expensive for you. You're in debt." You don't hear stuff come out like people like my mouth, people like me, manage money well, have money. We don't say things like that. People in debt say things like, "Ooh, rent is high. Oh my God, I'm barely surviving." Only people in debt talk like that, okay? Only people in debt. They talk like that and they still believe they're middle class. Ain't that crazy? They talk like that and still believe they're middle class. I keep telling you guys, classes don't even exist for people in debt. They're in debt. Slaves own nothing. You don't own anything. Slaves don't own nothing. But slaves don't even know. Hey, hey, slave, you want to be in the rich class? Cool, cool, you there. You want to be considered middle class? Yeah, whatever, slave, you're there. What's up, Fragrance? Campground USA, 30-year mortgage, but you're a homeowner. Yep. And they think they're in the middle class with a mortgage. 30 years? No, nobody has. Those odds are better than Vegas. That's mathematically impossible to promise the next 30 years of your income to someone or some entity, the bank. You don't even know that. How can you promise something 30 years into the future? That is impossible. Sue Rack said, I got a brand new hoopty. I'm assuming you're saying it like that because you paid cash for it, right? Sharif says, the earning app is a true sign of economic collapse. Paying interest to get your paycheck early. Oh, yeah. Oh, Sharif. I did a video on earning app. Oh, man. Just add that to the list. The earning app, they're killing it, man. Ooh, they're killing it. I remember when I did that video on it, they let you pull money early from your check, but if you tip them, they'll allow you to pull money 5 days a week instead of 3. Oh my God, it's just the stupidest nonsense. I mean, it doesn't make any kind of mathematical sense, okay, whatsoever. But if you're on the other end of it, it makes total mathematical sense because you're making billions. Classes don't even exist and people think they're in one. People in debt, they really believe they're in a class when they're only in one class, debt. They're in a debt class. That's why people's incomes don't even matter, people. But I'm gonna stick with you people that believe you're middle class. I'm gonna stick with you. I know this is gonna be hard to swallow, but I'm gonna just tell you something, okay? And don't get upset. I can see you that you're broke. You're only fooling other people like you. You're not fooling me or people like me. I'm not even saying that'll be 100% straight ego. If I told you I was the only one that thought the way I thought, that would be my ego. That is impossible. I'm just one person telling you. We can see you. Now, don't wonder why or how or am I lying? Just believe it, okay? We can see you. Now, I want you to realize something. I want you to start thinking, how is it, are we able to see you that you're broke? That's what you should be wondering. How can we see you? What are you doing for us to be able to see you without even just listening to the words that come out of your mouth when you talk about money? That's what you should think about. Now, if you're smart enough to make $100,000, $200,000 a year, that says something. That means you know the basic pieces to get to $200,000, $100,000 to $300,000, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But you got to know how to get there. I'm telling you, you're missing a major piece. That's how I can see you, because you're missing this piece. That's what you should be thinking. Don't be offended about the words I'm saying. Just wonder, when I say the things I'm saying and you start to get upset, I want you to do the math and see if the math is true. If the math is true, I want you to stop and ask yourself this: why am I mad at his math? That's what I want you to say to yourself. If you come here, like I said earlier, people say, hey man, you just say the same thing over and over again, LJ. Exactly. That's my point. People are making my point. Oh man, this is monotonous. Yes, it is. That's exactly my point. That's exactly what I want people to see. I'm saying the exact same thing over and over and over and over. That's the point. People that come here, sometimes they think that they don't even realize that's exactly what I want them to think. Hey man, he's just saying the same thing over and over again. Yep, that's exactly what I want you to think. Then maybe people come over and say, if he's saying the same thing, let me actually try it. And then when you do it, then you'll come back and say, oh, that's why he's saying the same thing over and over again. Yes, that's exactly why I'm saying it. We can see you. We can see all the fakers. We can see the scammers. And we can see the companies that are doing people so dirty, people in debt so they're doing you so dirty. They are doing you guys so dirty. You guys have no idea. And it's legal. I'm not saying anything illegal. The earning app is legal. Online installment loans are legal. That's all legal. Okay. I'm just saying they're doing you guys so dirty, you don't even know it. I mean, dirty too. Ooh, like gut punching, face masking, horse collaring. They're doing you guys so dirty with your money. Ooh, man. Sometimes it's hard to watch. $50 billion in installment loans in the middle class, and they think it's just the middle class. Again, classes don't exist. You guys look at you guys as one. You're in a debt class, and everything is aimed at the debt class. What's up, Wild Tiger? Okay, Sewer Rat said yes. All right, I thought I figured. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Sharif says, I'm not in debt, but here in NYC, many people are in debt. It's scary being around so many desperate people. Yeah, that's why you got to be quiet, Sharif. You can't say anything. I mean, sometimes you got to remember, you got to fit in sometimes. If they start talking a lot of debt and they notice you're not saying anything, they're going to be like, why is Sharif not saying anything? So you got to play along. Oh yeah, student. I mean, this is all you got to do. You don't really got to lie. You just agree with the statistics. Okay. You just go, man, there's trillions in student loan debt. Man, there's trillions in credit card debt. Man, there's trillions in mortgage debt. Man, I wish they, I heard they're going to eliminate student loan. Just say stupid things like that. Okay. So you'll fit in so they won't even notice that you're not one of them. You have to do that. Because if you tell them you're debt free, they're not going to ask you, hey, Sharif, how'd you get debt free? They're going to say, hey, man, since you're debt free, you can let me borrow some money. See, that's how people in debt think. That's why you got to be quiet. You can't say anything. Sewer Rat says, if you pay off your house, you still have to pay property tax every year. Yes. True. But I'm going to tell you this, Sewer Rat, if you have the know-how to actually pay off your house, you will have the know-how to create a business and create a successful business. So, not you won't be paying your taxes. Your customers will be paying your property taxes. So don't even worry about that part. You won't be paying them. Your customers will be paying your property taxes. So don't even worry about it. Not many people achieve the goal of actually paying off a house. Do you know how I know this? This is how I know this. There's trillions in mortgage debt. That's how I know that. Pay your house off. Look how rare you will be. A paid off house will set you so far ahead of millions of people. Set you financially ahead of millions of people. Because if you're comparing property tax versus monthly mortgage, there is no comparison to that. That's not even close. I'll pay that all day, every day. Property taxes over monthly mortgage. Oh yeah, I'll take that all day, every day, including Sunday. Yes, congratulations, Sewer Rat. This is probably the only place that's gonna congratulate you too. Wild Tiger says it's possible to pay off a house, not possible to pay off the land, perhaps. No, you'll never, you can't, nobody can own a land outright. There's a bigger piece of the puzzle. There's a reason for that. Imagine, okay, say like there was no property taxes on land. This is just my theory, okay? This is not true. This is just something I see, okay? Now, if they didn't have property taxes, say like somebody in debt uh, got, what if one person in somebody's family was smart enough to buy some land and it wasn't taxed, right? And then that means if it wasn't taxed, that just means they can just own that land forever, right? And not do anything. They could just sit on that land and not do actually nothing to contribute to the whole economy. They could just sit there. How is the purpose of taxes? Because they're not making any more land, so we would run out of land for people to be on. That's how it worked. We would run out of land, but everybody's not smart with money, and everybody's family just doesn't. I mean, certain families are, but those families are rare. But the average person in debt don't know they're in debt. So at one point, somebody's going to come across that land, that they inherit that land, don't know anything about money. They'll refinance it to the bank, get the cash, and start spending and buying stupid stuff, and then lose it. That's how the land can keep getting recycled. Period. That's just my view on it. That's how I see it. That just makes sense to me. I mean, people don't understand that you got to understand there's a bigger piece. When you're in debt, you don't understand that there's a bigger piece to this whole economy. Why do you think you have a social security number? You ever wonder that? I mean, we do, but that's a number. Why do you think we have a number? Why do you think that? Nobody ever stops to say, hey, yeah, what does this number really mean? And everything I sign up for, I must use it. Don't you think there's a purpose for that? See, there's a bigger piece of the puzzle that you cannot see when you're in debt. Now that I'm out of the debt matrix, now I see the purpose of a social security number. I clearly see it. Oh, when I was in debt matrix, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, just everybody has one. You don't even really think about it. You're like, hey, what's your soul? Okay, this is your soul. We know it's important. Everybody knows it's important. But when you get out of the debt matrix, you're like, oh crap, that's why. Gotcha. That's the purpose of a social security number. I see. You notice people in prison have numbers. Have you ever paid attention to that? Prisoners have ID numbers. Okay, that's clear. That you can see. And then all of a sudden you get out of the debt matrix, you're walking around, you're like, wait a minute, I have a number too. Yes, you do. You have a number. You ever wonder why you have that number? You ever wonder why you can't trade numbers with your friends? You ever wonder why you can't even change that number, like a phone number? Maybe have you ever thought about, hey man, I'm tired of this social security number. I'm gonna go get me a new one. Have you ever even thought about trying to do that? That would never happen. Rainy Woman says the property tax is nothing when the house is paid off. It's nothing. And you know what's so funny, Rainy Woman? That's the first go-to thing that people in the debt matrix say when you talk about paying off a house. If you pay off your house, you still won't own it. You still got to pay property taxes. I just want to go, are you comparing property taxes to a monthly mortgage? Are you insane? And you got some of these financial advisors advising people to not pay off their house first. Invest in all these other vehicles when the actual house is the best investment of them all. I didn't see that for a million years when I was in debt. I didn't even see that. All I had to do was look around me and see how many people thought they were homeowners with mortgages. All I had to do was just do the opposite by paying off my house. That's guaranteed. That's pretty much guaranteed retirement money right there, right off the bat. Guaranteed. Guaranteed retirement money. Guaranteed. Didn't see that for a million years. Sewer Rat says a lot of people don't pay their property taxes. Before you know it, your house is up for auction. Yep. And that's how the rich people buy houses. You think we care about housing market values, what's going up and down? None of that crap matters to me. Doesn't matter. None of that matters to me. I'm only buying foreclosures, liens, find people in credit trouble that need to get out of their house. They don't, and because you got to remember, people in the debt matrix, they always run around talking about, oh, other people's money, other people's money. As long as they believe it's really other people's money they're spending, that's what they believe. So if they finance a house and lose it, you know what they say to themselves? Ah, it wasn't really my money anyway. That's what you think. Oh, you don't use your money. You use, this is what people in the debt matrix say. You don't use your money. You use other people's money. That's how you come up. And they're completely in debt. People in debt have no idea. They have no other option but to borrow other people's money. People in debt they really believe they have an option. They really believe that. That's just mind blowing. That is mind blowing to me. They really believe they have the option not to borrow other people's money. Hyphy says, want to know why you have a social security number? Read the back of your birth certificate, the very small print. Uh-oh. Now you got me intrigued, Hyphy. What does that small print say? I don't have my birth certificate in front of me. I've never read the back of my birth certificate. Damn it. How many people in here have ever read the back of their birth certificate? Even though we know each of us had it in our hand to get some ID somewhere at some point. I've never flipped that bad boy over and read it. Never. Now I got to find it. I got to read the fine print on the back. Thank you, Hyphy. Oh boy. I'm wondering what I'm going to find. Anybody here and there got their birth certificate readily available? Hyphy, you have yours available? I need to know. And let me do this. If somebody has that, I know this is off topic, but that intrigues me right now. If you want to come on and read it, if you have it, you don't have to get on camera. Just would love to hear it. Anyway, let's get back to, oh man, that threw me off now. Now I got to know. Let me see. My mom made me when I turned 18. Oh man. Oh boy. She made you read it out loud to her? Oh boy. Whoa. I got to know what. I know you can't say it here, but I want to know what the main thing says on the back. I don't know. Willie says, I felt true freedom the first time that I paid property tax outside of escrow. Wow. What do you mean by that, Willie? What do you mean that you felt freedom when you paid it outside of escrow? What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. Also read your social security. Oh man, you guys are throwing some monkey wrenches in my brain today. I've never read the back of my social security card either. Oh boy. You know what? I remember telling you guys about never reading the rules of Monopoly. Okay? Never once did I compare to reading the actual rules of whatever that is on the back of those social security number in your birth certificate. What's up, Derek? Boy. I need somebody to, if one of you guys have that available, either one, social security card and or birth certificate, please jump on and just read it. Because I don't have either one available. I mean, I'm on the mic right now, but if I wasn't on right now, I'd be going to my social security card right now. What's going on? Willie says, I knew the house was mine and not the bank's. Gotcha. That's got to be an awesome feeling, Willie. I haven't felt that yet. I'll be there. You know, I gotta. Whew, I believed in the classes. Dang it, I believed in the classes. Reigning Woman says, basically, are born slaves, and our parents signed us up for it. Wow. I gotta read that. We do. I'm gonna say it like this. By just thinking about it, and I haven't read either one of it, but I'm out of debt, so I can see what they mean if it says that. And I'm not saying that it doesn't say that, but I'm sure it's worded very differently. And I think Reigning Woman, yeah, I believe that. I don't believe the parents knew either. I do believe that. You don't, and the reason why I understand that, because parents that are in debt, they don't know they're in debt, so they're going to pass those same things down to their kids because they don't know, right? This is the exact same thing. So now I'm intrigued. And I can see how that works. When you're in debt, that number becomes your slave ID, because you guys must understand there must be some type of economy. It must be for all this to work, okay? Because if it wasn't in place, the majority of people would just be selfish. They wouldn't give anything to anybody. They wouldn't contribute to. They wouldn't give any of their money to fix something, or they would just hoard it. That's how they would do it, right? And especially if you're in debt, you would do that. People in debt would they don't people in debt don't understand why they chase money, because they're in debt. They're running from debt. That's why they chase money. So they don't know that, though. They don't know why they're chasing money. They just believe money is the number one thing, and it's not. It's time. I mean, it's obvious. You can't get more time. That's got to be above money, because you can always make more money. So it's time. You can't get more time. You can't borrow none. You can't work overtime to get more time. You say, hey, man, I'm putting in extra 80 hours so I can get the past month back in my life. But no, that doesn't work like that. You cannot do that. So you think about the social security number, the birth certificate. You think about it all. That's why if that wasn't in place, this economy could not work. It could not work. You have to keep track of everybody and make sure everybody is doing what they're supposed to be doing, or else the whole economy would break. And that's how they keep track of everybody. That's how it works. And if you keep the majority of people in debt by giving them the illusion of ownership, the slaves will stay in debt comfortably. So make them believe that they own a house, make them believe they own a nice car, make them believe they're actually contributing to a 401k, make them believe that they are really investing in the stock market, make them believe that their earnings are flipping and turning and making all this money. You just make them believe that. But in reality, they're in debt. Damn, man. That is crazy. That is so crazy. And you don't think somebody, and what's so crazy even more is that I can prove everything I'm saying. That's what's so amazing about it. Everything I'm saying, I can prove it with mathematics. I can prove it. It's like my website, right? SavingsMinusDebt.com. Savings minus debt. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to contribute to your 401k. And if you're in the negative, you have actually no money to contribute to your 401k. You have no money. That's what math says. But yet people in debt believe they are. They don't really understand that they're indirectly contributing to their 401k with the bank's money because they have no choice but to borrow money to contribute to their 401k because they're in debt. Now you put that into you do the same thing. Savings minus debt equals how much you're contributing to you're saving for a house. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to contribute to the stock market. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to finance a car. Savings minus debt equals, see what I'm saying? Middle class, the new man. It's just crazy to see things outside the debt matrix. And again, none of this is a secret. The rich are not bad people. They're not hoarding all the money. That those are all things that are said in the debt matrix. The middle class say thing, oh man, they're hunting us. They're always picking on us. We're the middle class, but yet everybody's striving to be a part of the middle class. Ain't that crazy? They don't want to be in the lower class. Ooh, I don't want to be in the poor class. No, you're all in the same class. You're in the debt class. That class, rich, middle class, lower class, that only exists inside the debt matrix. That's it. And they make it seem like, even with this title, they make it seem like it's just the middle class doing these online installment loans. If you believe that cockamamie nonsense, that is insanity. If you believe it's just the middle class, it's people in debt do online installment loans. Anybody that's in debt, if you've done an online installment loan, you are in debt. Don't even worry about the title of this video. You're just simply in the debt class. Again, if you come to this channel and it sounds repetitive, you are learning exactly what I want you to learn, that it is repetitive. That's exactly right. That's exactly how you should be thinking. You come to this channel, you've been following me, and you come here and you start getting bored. Oh man, he's just saying the same thing over. Yes. And if you're still in debt and you get to that point, let me put it this way. If you've gotten to that point to where I sound like I'm repetitive, yet you're still in debt, there's a big piece of this puzzle missing. Now you completely know how to get out of debt and be free, but yet you're still not doing it. And you're worried about me being repetitive. That doesn't even make any sense. Will S says, can you speak on the benefit of having zero balance on your credit card reported monthly versus keeping a small balance under 10%? Does one move the credit FICO score rating in a positive way more? Because that's just a myth, you know. Let me tell you something, Mike here, Willie S. Let me tell you. If you're in debt and you've been in debt all your life, you don't understand how money works. Because if you knew how money works, you would never be in debt. Okay. Not saying you specifically, I'm talking to the whole room. Let me say that one more time. If you understood money, you would not be in debt. That's how it works. You would not be in debt. So you wouldn't, if you don't, and since you don't understand money, the credit system know you don't understand what percentage rates really mean. You cannot mathematically calculate them correctly. So you don't understand what 10% utilization on a card, and then people get about 3, 4, 5 cards, and then you think people in debt are going to keep track of, oh man, I got 15% on that card, I got 20% on that card. No, they're not. The banks know that. You're not going to do that because you're in debt. So you don't even understand how any of that works. You're just trying to trick yourself. I have one credit card, and I show my entire hell. I logged on into it yesterday. I want you guys to see my credit score from having one credit card that I pay off every month. You don't have to keep a balance. You don't have to do any of that nonsense. You know what? That's one less thing you have to keep track of. You just know the due date on your credit card. You go look at the balance, paying in full. You don't have to worry about percentages being higher than this, lower than this. You know, your credit, you won't even care about your credit score. You won't even care about it. I have Will, honestly, Will, I have no idea how the credit system works. It makes absolutely no sense to me. The things they do and say and what you should do, this part history, 10% utilization, don't go above this balance. They want to give you the money and then tell you what percentage of the money you can use. It doesn't even make any sense. What you mean? You gonna give me money and then tell me how much of the money I can use? No, I'm not. No. I'll use as much as I want, but I'm gonna pay it off at the end of the month. I don't care what they think. Sometimes I'll make big purchases like a $2,000 purchase or a $3,000 purchase on something, right? And then next thing you know, I'll get an alert on my, hey, your credit dropped 2 points or something like that. It's like, what? That is the stupid. That is the, wait a minute. You're gonna drop my credit point. You're gonna drop my credit score for using credit for the purpose of what it is? Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to how I'm saying it. You're using credit for what it is designed to be used for, and if you use too much of it, it's going to hurt you. That doesn't even make any sense. You're going to penalize me for using credit, not the way you want me to use it. It just doesn't even make any sense. Once you get out of debt, Willie, you won't even care about what's going to happen, how you use your credit card, how's it going to affect your score. I promise you, you're not even going to care. It doesn't even make any sense. It's just crazy, and then they got these hard inquiries and the soft inquiry. It's like, wait a minute, if I apply for credit, again, using it for the purpose it's designed for can penalize you. Oh man, you got a hard inquiry, so this affects your credit score. What? Wait a minute. You're penalizing me for using credit for what it is? That doesn't, man, get out of the credit game. Cousin says, depends on why you want a good FICO score. What do you want to do? Yeah, that's true. What do you want to do? That's very true. Cousin Wisdom says, fun fact, everybody, has 9 FICO scores, soon to be 12. Wow. Oh my God. People in debt don't even realize they can just change the rules anytime they wish. If you guys start getting hip to something, right? This is how it really works. I mean, again, this is my opinion. I don't know if this is true. If people start to get hip of how it works, all they got to do is get in there and scramble it up again and then make people start all over again. They're like, okay, this is how you do this. Okay, we can manipulate that, get that score up. And then all of a sudden the committee, whoever governs this, they just say, oh crap, these guys are doing some stuff we don't want. They're starting to change some numbers. Yeah, we don't like that. Let's just change the game up. Okay, cool. They just change it up. Sewer Rat says, is it tip all your money that you make, you save up through your lifetime? Make sure you put it in a trust form and have a will too. Tip your money that you make up. Rainy Woman says, credit score, it's a rabbit and carrot game. It sure is. It's hilarious, man. It is hilarious. It is. Says Will S says, having a balance between less than 10% but more than 0 will give maximum score. Only worry about the maximum score boost during the time you're looking to use credit. Otherwise, 0 is best. Whatever Hyphy says. I honestly, you guys, I really don't follow. I don't really follow what causes a score to go up and down because it's really irrelevant to me. To me, it's irrelevant to me. I don't care how it's calculated. I just pull out my credit card and use it when I need it. That's it. Cosmic Wisdom says, took a 2-day funding course for my LLC and learned a lot about the game. Ooh, two-day funding course for my LLC. Okay. Now here's a knowledgeable woman saying, I learned a lot. That just intrigues me right now. It's like, oh crap. On top of what you already know, you learned a lot more. Uh-oh. I better catch up. Will S says, I'm talking about once you're out of debt completely, but have a low FICO score because of previous debts, but want to increase the score. What is the most efficient way possible? Have a credit card. That's what I do, Will. I have one credit card. I use it to buy everything throughout the month that I would normally use with my debit card or cash. I just use my credit card. And the credit card for two reasons. My credit score stays increased or goes up or whatever it does, right? And plus it's security. Now I don't have to worry about the places I shop. Because if anything gets compromised at a store's security system as credit card, they just get my credit card. They don't get my debit card. They just get my credit card. Right. And when you're not in debt, it's not a big deal. They say, hey, was this you? No, it wasn't me. They credit my account, shut down their credit card number and give me another credit card. Just that quick, So that's what I do. Fat Boy Lifestyle says, besides a house, what do you really need credit for? Everything else should be paid in cash. If you're finding yourself always needing to use credit, then fix your income to spending habits. Exactly. That's it. Look how simple Fat Boy said that. That's how simple it is. You really don't need credit. That's the only thing I can think of possibly needing credit for is a house. And when I say a house, even when you go get a house, this is when you go get a house and you have no debt, right? I'm gonna promise you something. You go get a house when you have no debt, you will get the absolutely best mortgage on the market. Whatever's available, only the best one. The bank will know that you know the truth. So they wouldn't offer you anything less than the absolute best mortgage on the market. Reigning Woman says, if you're out of debt, not even worry about the damn credit score. Just don't wreck it. Yeah, just don't. Yeah, exactly. Reigning Woman, just don't wreck it. I mean, if you're out of debt, you wrecking it is really not going to happen. Okay, that doesn't even cross in your mind. Really, you just don't wreck it on. I know what Reigning Woman is saying. Don't wreck it on purpose. But again, when you're out of debt, you really don't even think that's not even a possibility, because I'm not gonna get in a position to where I have to wreck it. I mean, I would have to maybe be in a bad car accident and my insurance ran out and that's up millions of dollars. Yeah. But then at that point, I'll just file Chapter 7. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even a big deal if that happens. Will S says, the age of your credit plays a part. Most definitely. Pay off your debt and don't cancel to help your FICO score is the safest way. 35% of your FICO scores, that is a loan. Yeah, it's history for sure. Most definitely for sure. Because I made the mistake of when I was first getting out of debt, I made the mistake of doing one of my credit scores. If you guys go look at my credit scores, they're drastically different. And the reason why they're different, because I remember trying to clean up I just wanted it to be blank, and I ended up removing on one of I think it was TransUnion. I ended up removing the history. Even though it was good, I ended up removing it for some reason. And that's why the drastic difference in my credit scores between TransUnion and Equifax on Credit Karma. But even with that, I want you guys to understand, all I care about is the zeros. The zeros are the only important thing. It doesn't matter. Anything else is irrelevant. This is the only thing that matters. This is the pattern. This is the pattern to financial freedom. Don't look at the credit scores. Just look at the zeros. See the zeros? That's what you want. You get to this point with your credit report, you will understand that classes do not exist. That's a myth. That's just people in debt are in the debt class. That's the only class they live in. They don't know that though. People in debt don't know they're just in one big class. There are no classes. First class, middle class, last class, poor class, whatever you want to call it, whatever. It's just something that, they can make people believe. If you watch the news, they'll make you believe if you make $35,000 a year, you're poor. They'll make you believe that. That's not even true. If you're making $35,000 and you're in debt, that's true. But that's everybody. A person making $100,000 a year, if he's in $200,000 worth of debt, he's poor. He's broke. You're in a debt class. Understand what I mean? And right now, I know most of you guys don't even, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to hit that like button. Please do not forget to subscribe. I'm showing you guys something that you will never see on any other channel. Right here. I'm proving it to you. This right here should show you classes don't exist. You see all those zeros? Look at all those zeros. When's the last time another channel showed you, not just mine is in there. I want you guys to see how other people that follow me, some clients their credit reports look just like mine. Can you tell by these credit report who makes how much money? Who makes the most money out of this whole credit report? When you see these credit reports, how can you tell? Because it doesn't matter. Just get out of debt. Willie says, I don't even think about my credit score anymore. Last time I checked, it was 840. Yeah, you don't even care. You won't care. That's just remnants of the debt matrix, where you're taught from birth that credit is everything. You're taught that there's first class, middle class, last class, rich class, whatever. You believe all that stuff. Cosmic Wisdom says it depends on what you want to use your FICO score for. For me, I'm leveraging my FICO for rental properties via business credit, and folks business credit is based on your personal credit most of the time. Yep. Will S says the best example was the one you showed on the stream of someone who recently got out of debt but had a very low credit score, FICO score. That's what, and I'm glad he sent me that, because that was a very, very important one, because I wanted you guys to see that very bad. Because let me show you guys that so you guys can understand that. It's what those of you guys that didn't happen to see it. Now check that out. This is what I want you guys to see. This guy by the name of Sean, okay? This is his. Now, the average person in the debt matrix would see his credit score and think, oh man, he must be broke. He doesn't have any money. Something's wrong with him, whatever, right? They don't see what's underneath of it. Zeros. It doesn't matter your credit score. It doesn't matter. You're no longer in the debt class. Now, anybody that looks at this credit score, they would think this person is just broke, don't have any money, don't even know that this person is financially free. This person is not in the debt class. No first class, middle class, none of this stupid nonsense. No, that he's in a non-debt class. People in debt may, oh, what kind of job he has? No, don't worry about that either. Doesn't matter your job. That's another illusion. E-Man says, I had a coworker yesterday complaining about trying to pay off his PMI on his FHA. I was thinking about you, LJ. Oh, man. Wow. Even that statement, what he's saying, he was talking about paying off his PMI in his FHA. You can't pay it off. You can't pay off your PMI. FHA loans have PMI throughout the whole entire length of the loan. You can't pay it off. And there's two of them in FHA. There's one up front, and then there's one through the life of the freaking loan. They're doing people in debt so dirty. Ooh, they're doing you guys so dirty. You guys don't even get. Do you guys hear my voice? They're doing you guys so dirty. Ooh, so dirty. Ooh, they're doing you so dirty. Damn, those payday, man, I'm reading more about those payday, those installment loans, online installment loans. Oh my God, you guys just don't know. If you have one right now, okay, listen, I'm coming back to this right now. If you have one right now, you need to come see me. You do. You need to come see me. There's my website, schedule an appointment. You need to see me before it's too late. Because if you have outstanding installment loans right now and the economy crashed, you are going to be in some deep, deep trouble. This is what happens, okay? I want you guys to understand something. And please believe it to be true, okay? Economy crashes, and this is just my theory, this is my opinion. I can't even prove it. Economy crashes are almost planned, and they're important, okay? And I want you to understand why economy crashes are important. Imagine, I've heard this many times, but now I can picture it why it's said. Look at an economy crash like the tide is going back out to the ocean, exposing all the sand and rocks underneath. You know how the tide just goes way out and then you can walk out, pretty much like that, right? And I think it was Bernie Sanders that says, when the tide goes out, you're going to see who was skinny dipping, right? You're going to see who was swimming naked. They were skinny dipping. You're going to see them. That's exactly what economy crashes do. It exposes all the people that you thought were rich, that you thought had money. It will expose them. You will see them. You'll see them and say, "Oh my God, he really didn't have any money." Yeah, that's on purpose because it gives it's almost like a census. Look at it as a nationwide uh, wealth money census. Things crash. People in debt can only maybe last a month or two before they just have to show the world, finally give up the world and say, "Oh yeah, I was broke," when the car gets repossessed, the home's foreclosed, all this other stuff. That's what happens. And then when that happens, it's like a reset. All right, cool. Now we know who are all the fakers. All right, let's go ahead and lower the interest rates or whatever they do to get all they got. They increase the interest rates or whatever they do to cause the economy to crash, right? And then when it crashes, then it exposes all the people that were broke the whole time, and then they lower the interest rate because those people that are broke, they will they will want to they will start to want to hide again, and then they'll start taking out loans because interest rate. Then they just start the cycle all over again. That's how it works. Cosmic Wisdom says, "Oh, installment loans are huge in the UK. It's just made its way here." Oh, check out the BBC documentaries, and you'll see what's about to go down here in the US. Oh crap! All right, Cosmic Wisdom, you better believe I'm checking that out. I am checking that out today. Today. Mm, mm, mm. People think people think what I talk about is just isolated to the United States. It's not. Math is universal. It's everywhere. Right there, just that statement alone, what Cosmic Wisdom says. If she says installment loans are big in the UK, that tells me everything I need to know. There's a lot of people in the UK in debt, because only people in debt would ever touch such a loan. Whatever. For me to get an online installment loan, I better be in the woods in a tent in wintertime with no clothes on, naked. That's the only time I would go sign up for an installment loan. That's how serious it is. And they're new here. They've been over there. Oh man, that tells me everything. You guys don't even get it. When you have money, that's opportunity. If you're a person like that, that's opportunity. You know where to go to make some money. Oh man, online installment loans are big. Cool. They're getting here. Yeah. How much is the earning app making? Billions. Online installment loans, billions. Okay, cool. I know what business to open. On top of that, that you got people making 100 something thousand dollars a year, believing they're middle class. Nah, you're just in the debt class. Cool, that's the place to go. You guys have no idea how you got you guys don't have no idea how I'm gonna kill it in business. You guys have no idea. You guys know how many people are faking? I want you guys to pay close attention when this next economy crash, okay? I want you to look at all the people that you thought had money. All those people, like, think about think about all the people talking about flipping homes, uh, doing realty, doing all this other stuff, and they look like they're making so much money. And that when the next economy crash happens, I want you to pay close attention to those same people. They're either going to vanish off of Facebook, or they're going to tell you something happened. Oh man, I mean, and when it does happen, guess what they're going to blame it on? They're going to blame it on the economy. They're going to do that. Oh, I lost everything because of the economy crash. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure you did. And then that just be the excuse. Oh man, none of the they would people in debt would think just like this. I wouldn't have lost everything if the economy didn't crash. That's exactly what they'll think, and that's exactly how they want them to think. That's exactly how the true economy wants the slaves to think. I keep telling you guys this. Just that last government shutdown, they had TSA workers working for a month or a little over a month for absolutely free. That I mean, free. They were coming to work for free. Now, is that's slavery right in your face? I mean, that's slavery right in your face. No different than the new installment loans. They tell you right up front, you get this loan, the first 18 months of this loan is going strictly, exclusively to interest. They tell you right up in your face. That means for the first year and a half, all those monthly payments that you're going to be giving up, none of it is going to principal. They're telling you right to your face that balance is not going to change for the first 18 months. That is hardcore, man. Ooh, that is hardcore. Whew. Will S says, thanks for all the insight. And of course, to LJ for the awesome stream. You're welcome, Will S. Hey man, be happy that you're even tuning in on this frequency that I'm talking on. Don't even worry about if you're in debt, out of debt. Just be happy that you're hearing it, that you're even able to hear me. That's part of the process right there, Will S. That's like step one, being able to hear on the same frequency I'm talking. Uber guy says, still working on getting my job in cybersecurity and racing towards zero. It makes sense. Zero debt means all income you make actually is yours. 30K is nearly 3K a month in pockets, but when in debt, 30K ain't nothing. 30K ain't nothing when you're in debt. But when you're out of debt, oh yeah, it's cool. 30K is absolutely cool. People don't even know that. Don't let the news tell it. You're a bum. You're poor. You're in poor class. If you're making 30, the average people in poor that are poor, the average money is $35,000 a year. Yeah, for people in debt. If you're not in debt, 35,000 is absolutely cool. You're not going to stop there. You're out of debt. You're going to be like, oh, okay, cool. I can see that it's unlimited. Once you figure out how lovely life is on $35,000, everything after that is just gravy. Everything. Silent Rage says, as soon as I get my money right, I'm starting up a payday loan quick cash business. Hey, to each their own, Silent Rage. I ain't mad at you if you did. I personally couldn't do it, but it's business. I'm not knocking anybody that does. Okay. I'm not knocking anybody that even invests in that. That would be a smart move until you even invest in that. Those are, hey, this is what I say. Invest in it. But as soon as you start seeing it starting to get ridiculous, that means it's about to crash. Get out. As soon as you hear people get online on the news talking about, oh man, you know how people complain about student loan debt. Oh man, this is outrageous. This student loan, they didn't tell me this, they didn't tell me that. They did this, they shouldn't have did this. They should be taken. When you're already starting to hear people complain about that, but too bad they can't do anything about that. But when you start hearing people complain about the installment loans, oh my God, they should have told us about this. It's time to get out. If you've invested in it, it's time to get out. Because right now it's a $50 billion industry, but you don't hear people getting on the news talking about it's a ripoff and this and that and blah, 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 right? They didn't tell me this. They didn't tell me that. As soon as you start hearing them get on the news and start saying things like that, that means that bubble is about to pop. That's when it's time to pull your money. E-Man says, when the last housing crisis happened, I heard people blaming the increase in the interest rate. Oh yeah, they got me too. When I got my house during that time in 2008, 7, whatever it was, I had no idea what I was signing, what type of loan I had, if I had PMI. I took out a second. They convinced me to do all that. I was like, oh yeah, I can pull out the equity right now. Yeah, give me that. I was taking it all. Just burying myself. Completely burying myself. Didn't even know it. Quentin Sanders says, I just donated. Thank you, Quentin. Much appreciated. I agree. This is a great stream. Thank you. When it comes to me, you guys, I'm gonna just tell it to you guys tell it like it is. I want you guys out of this. Like when you got to understand when you're debt free, not only does the economy show who's been skinny dipping, like the tide goes out, right? It'll expose all the fakers. You guys are going to see they won't be able to hide it no more. This is on purpose. At the same time, if you're financially free and you got money in the bank, economy crashes is like Christmas time for you. Realty Christmas. That is the time to buy property, to buy houses. That is the time. That is the exact time to buy. All the fakers have been removed. They'll be removed from the playing field. It's like, think about it this way. All of the fakers are being penalized. So they're all getting put on the bench. Okay. The real players stay on the field. Now you see all the houses and cars and whatever you want to buy are available. Just stick to property assets, land and houses. You will get them for pennies on the dollar. Okay. They take out the tide. All the fakers go on the bench. Real players stay on the field. They buy what they need to buy up, and then they go and then the feds or whoever lower the interest rates, and then that puts the fakers back in the game because they start financing again so they can pretend to get back to where they was or whatever they think in their head. It doesn't matter. That's how it works. Look at that. The economy crashed like the Super Bowl of the economy. That's the time to buy. Ain't that crazy? It's not. I mean, it's like I always keep going back to this because it's so obvious. It makes me upset that all I had to do was just do the like when I was in the debt matrix, I used to always consider, man, should I really pay off this house? Would it be wise, or should I invest in something, this and that in my retirement? I used to say that all the time. I was totally confused, when all I had to sit back and say, wait a minute, if I pay off my house, I'll be the only one in my neighborhood that can say I'm a true homeowner. Now you times that by millions of people. That move alone would have set, oh my God, that would have set me so far ahead in my 20s. Oh man. Oh, that's neither here nor there, but it just upsets me that I didn't see something so obvious. And then anybody, I mean, this is all I had to ask. Somebody give me, somebody give me advice. Hey man, you shouldn't pay off your house. All I had to do was turn around and say, hey man, is your house paid off? And if he would have said no, then I would have knew automatically why they don't want me to pay off my house, because their house is not paid off. Things seem so simple. Look how simply see how simple I said that. That's exactly what it is. That simple. That's guaranteed retirement right there. Guaranteed. Only God can make more land. That's never happening. E-Man says the rich make a lot of money during recession. It's like everything's on sale. Sure is. That's Christmas time. And you don't even have to say rich anymore, E-Man. You just say financially free. Just say financially free. Rich is a name. It doesn't mean anything. Rich, wealthy. Well, wealthy means you own the time in your life. Okay. Wealthy means you own the time in your life. That's wealth. You own the time in your life. That's the only class I consider. Owning the time of my life. So whatever I need to do right now, this moment, to own the time of my life, I'm doing. And I've done it for the last 4 years. I've owned the time of my life for the last 4 years. Right now, I'm working on the rest of my life. Cosmic Wizard says, waiting on a call right now to look at a house that has 4K in back property taxes, $4,000 for $57K. For Texas for a $57K, a brick 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom house on half acre, but worth over 130,000. God dog it. Now you see what Cosmic Wisdom's saying right now? We're not even in the recession right now. Look what kind of deal that is right there. And we're not even in a recession. Can you imagine housing prices in a recession? It's Christmas. That's the Black Friday sale of all sales out through the whole United States for people who are financially free. Reigning Woman says, my mother paid off a house and was working on paying off this house before she passed. So I assumed the mortgage on it. Okay. Go ahead and finish paying it off. You'll be the only person on the block that's a true homeowner. Ain't nothing top that. Nothing tops that. You'll be the only person on your block. I guarantee it that you'll be the only homeowner. Guaranteed. And guess what? The sad part is this. Once you pay off your house, you can't tell anybody that you paid off your house. Nobody's going to be happy for you. So you got to be quiet about it. You can't even say it. You can't even be happy about telling the people that you love or friends that your house is paid off. They'll be like, oh, wow, okay. And then they'll think of something in their head and say, oh, they must have gotten some money. Oh, it's because of his job. He makes a lot of money. He's a doctor. He's a lawyer. He did some They always think of an excuse to why this person would have did it. All they had to do is just stay out of debt and you can pay your house off. It really is that simple. Reigning Woman says, I'm going to pay it off within the next 5 years. The house is in great condition and is on a nice property. Yeah. You know, it's so funny when you don't realize, go through some Go through some middle class neighborhood, okay? Just I know you, whatever that is, whatever you think is considered a middle class neighborhood, okay? And I just want you to drive through the neighborhood. And when you look on the outside of the house, look at the ones that are not upkept. Like they're not the house. You could tell the house probably needs paint, spraying, cleaning, maybe a new roof. In this middle class, quote, middle class neighborhood. That's how to tell who are in debt trouble. Because if you pay, when you're financially free and you pay for an asset, you maintain that asset because that asset appreciates, right? And if you don't take care of it, it's going to go down. So that's like the opposite. You don't want that. And if you had a debt, you have the money to maintain that property. That's how it works. If you go into a middle class neighborhood and you see a nice house, but it's run down, that means that person's in debt. Because if they wasn't, they wouldn't let their property depreciate like that when they can prevent it. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make mathematical sense. So that wouldn't happen. That's how to tell. This is how they pick those kind of people out. So they'll look at the house, look in the nice neighborhood, but this house is going down the hill. They go knock on the door, stick a paper on it. Hey, we buy houses. We get you out of debt. Something stupid like that. One of those things, that person's going to jump on there and say, oh, crap, I can refinance my house and get this money and do this and that, and I can fix up the house. Sure you can. Yeah. That's how they get caught up in those loops. They don't even know how they're picked. Don't even know how they're picked. If these people were coming through a nice middle class neighborhood and the house is big and it's always nice and it's manicured, they're not going to walk onto the porch and say, hey, we buy houses. They're not going to do that. They're going to be like, hey, what are you doing on my porch with this nonsense? It says, now ask Cosmic Wisdom if she's thinking about getting a new iPhone or if she's thinking about getting a Tahoe or a CarMax. Oh, hyphy, man. You know what I'm gonna do for hyphy? I'm gonna show myself, record myself walking into CarMax. I'm gonna send hyphy's blood pressure through the roof. I'm gonna make a video of myself walking into CarMax, and then I'm gonna send it to hyphy. Cosmic Wisdom says, I am hyphy and I'm going to get a payment plan for both too. Oh, man. Yeah, when you do that, Cosmic Wisdom, when you get ready to sign the papers, I want you to record it. Okay? I want you to record you signing those papers for both. Anyway, if you are in the middle class and you're in debt, in online installment loans are targeted at you because first you believe you're middle class and you're in debt. That's why it's even attractive to you. They're targeted towards you. Earning apps, apps that save you money or round up and do this and put that there. Those apps are aimed towards people in debt because they can't figure out how to save money themselves. So they make up apps to make it seem like they're saving money for you. You think they're doing it for free? They're not doing it for free. You're telling them, hey, I can't save money myself. I need some help. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with trying to, but you got to make sure you get the right help. I mean, they're just coming in saying, hey, you know what? You can't do mathematics. Okay, we'll do it for you. But for a fee, of course. E-Man says, what frustrated me the most is I never care for credit and I still manage to finance thing. Debt-free is the only way. Yeah. Yeah, just, in the debt matrix, the people in the debt matrix will pressure you. They will pressure you to make you believe you're nothing without a good credit score. You can't get anything in this world if you don't have credit. You're not gonna get the best interest rates. I mean, when you hear people talk like that, they're really just talking about themselves. They're talking about interest rates because they need to finance stuff. That's why they're saying that. I don't get frustrated. I don't get frustrated at no longer get frustrated at people in the debt matrix that believe they're in middle class and this and that, and they believe they got an awesome interest rate. I don't hear them anymore. Because you got to think about it like this, and if you're new to the debt-free side of things, you got to think about it like this. If they knew what they were saying didn't make mathematical sense, do you think they would be saying it? They wouldn't be saying it. So saying it out loud acknowledges that they don't know. That's why they're saying it out loud, because if they knew, they wouldn't say it out loud. So that's how it prevents you from getting upset. You got to think about it that way. Would you say that out loud? No. Then that's because you know. Would you finance a house and walk down the street and tell all your friends you're a homeowner now? No, I wouldn't do that either. But they don't know that. That's why they do it. I always tell you, go up to a person that believes they're a homeowner with a mortgage and tell them they're really not a homeowner, and you can prove it with mathematics. You're not. They will argue with you. That's why you don't do that. There's no point in doing that. Hey, you believe you're in middle class? Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. How much debt are you in? I don't know. All right. Yeah. Okay. If you believe you're middle class and you don't even know how much debt you're in, you just believe you're in middle class. You're just in a debt class. I'm gonna say that one more time. If you believe you're in middle class because of your salary, but if you add up all your savings and your debt and you're in debt, you're not in any class. You're in a debt class. But if you believe you're in a middle class, you just believe it. And we need the majority to believe they are in classes. It's time to wake up. Whole different world. Hyphy says, Cosmic out here making real moves. She ain't playing with watches and purses. She owned the block. Yep. Cosmic trying, but just one house a year at the right price. Exactly. I'm telling you, Cosmic, that economic crash is coming. You're ready for it. You can swipe up 3 houses for the price of one. You know it's coming. Just pay attention to the installment loans. It's at 50 billion right now. All you got to do is this: wait till people start complaining about installment loans ripping them off. They didn't know something. When they start going public with it, that's how you know this bubble's about to pop. Get ready. Start rubbing your hands together. You're about to pick up 3 houses for the price of one on prime real estate. Uber guy says reality. Yep. Uber guy says, I think debt is biggest secret in the world that 1% knows. No. You gotta use your words right, Uber guy. It's not a secret. It's just math. The rich or wealthy 1%, whatever that is, right? They just said, hey, man, they got together. This is how they do it. They got together and said, hey, you know what? We know becoming rich is just math, but let's call it a secret. That way, all the slaves in the debt class will believe it's a secret, and they won't believe it's as simple as math, because if everybody knew it was math, the whole economy would crash. So don't say that. Call it a secret, and then we'll sell it to them. And now people believe it's a secret. None of what I'm saying is a secret. People always say, hey, man, I want to become a millionaire. You know what I say? Hey, man, before you become a millionaire, you know you have to learn how to count to 1 million first. People get offended. Oh, my God, what you talking about? I can't count? No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying you want to get to $1 million? Yeah. Okay, add up all your savings. Add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the number where you start to count to 1 million. That's where you start. Now, whatever that number is, that's where you start to count to 1,000,000. That's your starting point. Now, if I ask you, hey, do you know how much debt you're in? And you say no, you don't even know where to start. And this is not me. This is math talking. This is math. It's not Linnell. It's not LJ. It's mathematics. Mathematics says savings minus debt equals the number you start from. So if that's negative $200,000, okay, here we go. All right, negative 200,000, negative 199,000, negative 198,000, negative 197,000, all the way till you get to zero. And then when you get to zero, that's when you go 1, 2, 3. This is what math says. That's math. Okay, nothing spectacular. I'm not doing anything fancy. Uber guy says they'll keep chasing a secret that doesn't even exist. Doesn't even exist. It's not even a secret. That's the best part. You guys think I'm joking, but somebody came up with this. This is brilliant. Made something so simple and called it a secret. People chasing money when all they got to do is stop and turn around and realize they're running from debt. They just got to stop. Just wait a minute. I've been chasing money all my life. Let me stop, turn around, and then you see debt standing behind you laughing, holding a stick over your head with a string hanging off with a dollar bill in front of you. You'd be like, wait a minute. It's been you the whole time. Debt is back there snickering at you. Yeah, it was me. It was me. It was me. See what I'm saying? That's debt. Just laughing at you behind your back too. Or he's going to turn around. Damn, you found me. All right, you got me. You got me. I thought I was going to do this until your grave. I thought I was going to be able to chase you until you died. Sometimes I do get people all the way to death. You're probably thinking, how you do that? With student loans. That's how I do it. Uber guy says, wow, true. Yes. Everything I'm saying is factual. Uber guy, everything. Remember, everything I'm saying, I can prove with mathematics. I can prove it. That's the scary part. And I know people coming to my channel, they think, oh man, it can't be that easy. That's exactly what they want you to think, is that it's not that easy. That's all part of the plan. That's all part of the plan. They want you to believe it's really not that easy, that it's a secret, and we're going to sell it to you. And people buy it. Want you to being scared of being scared of taxes and not really understanding them, and they're so confusing. That's on purpose. That's totally on purpose. I want you guys to understand that's on purpose, to be confused and scared of it. That's on purpose. And when you get out of debt, you don't have to be. You'd be like, oh crap, I'll just find somebody that understands it. How do you pick them? Ask to see their personal credit report first. When my business gets big, I'm either going to go with a big company, a reputable company, or a person that's really, really good. How am I going to determine if this tax person is really, really good? I'm going to ask to see their personal credit report first. That'll tell me if they know what they're talking about. I'm not going to get a tax person that has student loans older than their children on their credit report. I'm not going to do that. They're missing a major piece of the puzzle when they do that. They cannot possibly be good at taxes if they have old student loans. They can't. Doesn't matter how they feel about it. They're missing a major piece of the puzzle. Who cares if they know or if they don't know? Doesn't matter. Even if somebody came on and said, hey, yeah, I'm good at taxes. I have student loans that are older than my children, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm going to say to that tax person? Does that make mathematical sense to go to school for 4 years, but pay on your student loans for 25 years? Does that make mathematical sense? Please tell me right now and in front of everybody. Does that make sense? No? Then why are you doing it? You don't know. That's why you're missing a major piece of the puzzle. So no, thank you. I don't need your services. People think I'm joking when I say that. I'm not. You don't even have to know about taxes. I just need to know how to pick somebody that's very, very, very good at taxes that know, hey, I don't have to tell that person, hey, to follow the rules, right? I don't have to tell that person, hey, yeah, no skimming on anything. Don't hide bank accounts. Don't hide any money. Don't do any of that. You follow the exact rule to the T. That's how you pick them. My tax person is not going to say, hey, man, you should be claiming something that doesn't exist. No, you're fired. You get a tax person that's telling you to claim stuff that doesn't even exist, you better fire them quickly. They're breaking the rules. What's up, NC Biggs? You guys should make sure to share the channel. And all you got to do to share this channel, you don't even have to tell them my name. You just tell them that right there. That's all you got to do to share the channel. That's it. Tell them to Google hashtag savings minus debt. I will be the only person that populates under that search. I'll be the only person that populates. So you just say, hey, man, I found this dude. Google hashtag savings minus debt. That's it. You'll find them. Free 30-minute consultation at savingsminusdebt.com. Click on book consultation, and please do not forget to select your time zone. Okay, you must select your time zone because I'm East Coast time, 3 hours ahead. Please don't forget to do that. I will change your life. You'll never go back. You'll pass this down through generations. Those of within your family that will listen. Not everybody's going to listen. Okay, so don't think because you know and it's great and it's better than sliced bread, because it is. Don't think everybody's going to listen to it, because you got to remember what you're fighting against. You're fighting against social media, the news. That's all that stuff is part of the bigger picture. Things being sold to them 24 hours a day, believing they're part of the middle class, all that stuff. All that's part of the bigger picture that must be in place. Slaves, the best slave to have is a slave that don't know they're a slave. How do you do that? You give them credit. Credit is the illusion of ownership. So they're comfortable slaves. They don't even know they're slaves. Slaves in the middle class, poor class, upper class, just the debt class. That's it. Keep repeating myself. Don't get caught up in that. I'll change your life. I'll pull you out of all that nonsense. When you come out, you'll hear my bit. Like right now, if you're in debt and you're not in debt, if you're in debt and you've been listening to my channel for a while, it will sound repetitive. It'll just sound, but you got to think to yourself, how come I've been listening to him this long and I'm still in debt? That doesn't make any sense. That's why it's sounding repetitive to you, right? But once you're out of debt, you'll hear my videos totally different. There's another side to it. The outside of the debt matrix. You still got to learn that. You don't even know what to do once you're out of debt. Once you get to zero, you're going to be like a newborn baby. You won't even know what to do. You won't even know what to hear. Because everything's going to be a shock to you. You're going to see that classes don't exist. First class, middle class, upper class. You'll see that it doesn't exist. You'll understand that time is the most important thing on earth. You'll never forget that ever again. You won't do that. You'll never put money above time. You'll never do that again. That will never happen. You'll hear different people, you'll meet different people, because people like me, we can't talk to you when you're in debt, because you make no sense to mathematically. You make no sense. And if you don't make mathematical sense, we can't hear you, because we don't even listen to you, because you don't make mathematical sense. So people like us don't talk to you. We're not here to convince you that math is correct. I mean, it sounds idiotic to try to convince somebody why they shouldn't finance a car, and then when you prove it with mathematics, they still don't get it. It's like, what do you mean you don't get it? I'm showing you. Once you're on this side, it's a whole new world. You'll see the real economy. Now you're like, oh crap, I didn't see that. Okay, now you got to learn the real economy. In this economy, you don't break the rules, you don't cheat on your taxes, you don't rip off people, you don't scam people, you don't do any of that stuff, because that's not necessary. None of it's necessary. There's plenty of room for everybody over here. Okay, there's plenty of money. Money's not scarce. There's plenty. Once you get out of debt, you'll see that. You'll be like, oh crap, that's why you can go to prison for tax evasion. Yes, that's why. That's, see, look. Oh, got it. Oh, credit was the thing keeping me in debt. Yes. Now do you see? Yes. Okay. NC Big says, LJ, I told a friend he and I were slaves to our debts. He said he wasn't a slave. I laughed and said, okay, exactly. The best slave to have is a slave that don't know they're a slave. That's the best slave to have. That's the exact best slave to have. One that don't even know. Hey man, you know you're a slave if you're a debt. No, I'm not. Okay. What are you gonna do? Try to convince them of mathematics? That's just the dumbest thing to ever try to do. Hey man, you know 1 + 1 = 2. No, it doesn't. You know 5 + 5 = 10. That's not right. No, that's not true. There's it's different answers for different people, different situation. This is what they always come up with. It's a different situation. Everybody got different circumstances, and they'll make, no, it doesn't matter your circumstance. 5 + 5 will always equal 10. Doesn't matter where you live. Doesn't matter where you go. Doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, broke, rich. It doesn't matter. Homeless. 5 + 5 = 10. Money is indeed infinite. Cosmic Wisdom says it is. There's plenty of money for everybody. You just got to know that you got to know you're in debt. That's the catch. That's the catch, you guys. First, you must know you're in debt before you can become rich. That's the crazy part. I always say, hey, you want to be a millionaire? Yeah, you got to know how to count to a million first. Oh, that's the insult. How do you count? 0, 1. No, stop. No, you start from your number. Savings minus debt equals your number you start from. Oh, I start from, yes, that's where you start. You don't get to start from zero, because you're not at zero. Why I want to say, why are you starting at zero? You're not there. You're in a negative. Oh, yes. You're gonna learn, NC Briggs. You're gonna learn to keep your mouth, NC Biggs, you're gonna learn to keep your mouth shut. You're gonna learn to keep your mouth shut. They're gonna kick you out the club, buddy. They're gonna stop. You don't even get it, NC Biggs. They're gonna stop being your friends. You keep kicking down that slave stuff, debt stuff, you're gonna lose your friends. They're gonna think you're talking smart crap. They're gonna think you're acting as if you're better than them, etc., etc. You're gonna learn to be quiet. NC Big says that Cosmic Wisdom. Once I'm out, I'm going to be learning from you, LJ and Hyphy, a whole lot more. Oh yeah, you're gonna right now, NC Biggs. I'm gonna tell you this, okay? I make a lot of videos that there's different messages inside of them. They're different messages inside of them. You can probably sort of hear some of them, but you can't really hear them until you get out of debt. There's two messages when I deliver these videos. There's always two messages. There's one for people in debt, and then there's one for people out of debt. Only very few can hear me, like Willie, Hyphy, Cosmic Wisdom. They can hear everything I'm saying. I can't trick them with a different statement about debt. It wouldn't make any, if it doesn't make mathematical sense, they'd be like, what are you talking about, LJ? That doesn't even make mathematical sense. See, you can't fool anybody outside the debt matrix, because math will always be true. You can't get on here and fake statements, because people in debt don't know debt freedom exists. So you can't fake something that they don't even know that it exists. So how can they fake something that they don't even believe that's real? See what I'm saying? And I want you guys to listen to this. She's laughing at NC Biggs, talking about I'm still learning, because there's always more to learn. It never stops. Don't ever think you're going to get out the debt game and then you get debt free and you think, oh, cool, I know it all. No, you don't. As soon as you say that to yourself, you trapped yourself. Don't ever say that. You just now know who to listen to. That's the difference in getting out of debt. When you're in a debt matrix, you have no idea how to get out. First step one, you got to realize that you're in it. And then once you realize that you're in it, now you got to figure out how to get out of it. Now you got to figure out who to listen to get out of debt. And then with me, my math makes sense. So it helps you guide you to my way. You're like, wait a minute. Everything he's saying is justified with mathematics. That got to be the way. Yes, that's the way. Yes, come this way. I don't care what your friends are saying. This is all you got to do. Hey, man, you listen to your friends, pull out your calculator and see if anything that they're saying makes mathematical sense. If it's anything that puts you further in debt, it doesn't make mathematical sense. If it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. That's the wrong way. If somebody promised you something, people in debt, listen, if somebody promises you something of getting rich, but first you must go in debt to do it, that's the wrong way. And all you got to do to determine if whatever they're trying to give you, sell you, is the wrong way, add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest in whatever vehicle they're telling you that's going to get you rich fast. If that is in a negative, you have no money to buy their vehicle. You have no money. If whatever they're saying doesn't make any type of mathematical sense, that's the wrong way. One more thing for the middle class, so you guys sorry, sometimes I be thinking about quicker before it comes out of my mouth, and I just start laughing because I was in it, right? Though classes are not real, they have you believing that you're the target. The system has you believing, the system has you believing that you're the target and everything's aimed at you. If you believe it, it's only true if you believe it. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way I can describe it. I'm trying my best way to describe it to the middle class. If you believe, even though you're mathematically in debt, but if they can get you to believe you're in middle class and everything's aimed at you, and if you're happy that at least you're not in the poor class, you'll do whatever it takes to stay in this imaginary middle class because of what they're telling you lower class is on the news, radio stations, TV. If you believe it, you'll do what it takes to stay there, and that includes getting installment loans, financing nice cars. Um, Part of it's just ego. When you're making six figures, you just want to show the world that you make six figures, which is that's just ego. That's just one of the dumbest things to do. And and then you'll just do whatever it takes to stay there until you crash because you don't know you're doing that, and you don't realize everybody that believes the same thing you believe, that believe in middle class and they're in debt, you guys all do the same things, and then you guys are competing amongst yourself. And here's another thing that's aimed so-called at the middle class. Okay, chapter 13 bankruptcy. Okay, people, especially it's really that's also aimed at the middle class and whatever, the imaginary middle class, right? Chapter 13 is a structured business. Now, this is just my opinion. Nowhere this is going to be written. Nowhere. It just make I'm just making mathematical sense out of it. Here's a program designed to help people that are in credit trouble. Okay? They're in credit trouble because they couldn't keep up with their payments. So here's a bankruptcy designed to fool people in the debt matrix to believe that they can still keep their stuff, which allows them to keep up with the illusion of ownership, even though they're broke. So that's why they're filing bankruptcy. Okay. And here is the bankruptcy designs a payment plan for the person in credit trouble. So they're going to put them on a plan that they failed at, the very reason why they're in chapter 13. And so they're going to somehow magically follow a 5-year plan from the chapter 13 trustee. They're going to magically do that? No, they're not. But people in the debt, they're happy because they get to keep their depreciating stuff that they don't even own. They don't even own it. So now on the outside, the other people in debt matrix can't tell. Well, they can't. We can, but they can't tell if this person's in trouble because they got to keep all their stuff. So it doesn't look like they're broke, even though they filed bankruptcy. Now in this chapter 13, they also get to refile as many times as they wish to keep them in this loop. So can you imagine how many people are in the chapter 13 credit loop, bankruptcy loop? Chapter 13 bankruptcy loop, just keep doing it over, keep filing over and over, and they keep wrapping these lawyer fees involved because they don't have the money to pay the lawyer, so the fees are even higher on chapter 13, and then they wrap it inside of the structured chapter. Man, it's just endless. I remember a dude coming to me up in the gym, just filed chapter 13. Man, I just got my chapter 13. I said, cool. All right, cool. You're going to be working on, oh man, I'm looking at this new Jag. You're looking at what? That's what I wanted to say to him. You are doing what? Man, I saw this new Jag, man. This new Jag I said, are you still in that 5-bedroom house by yourself? He's like, yeah, man, I can't let that go, man. The appreciation value. I mean, people in debt don't even hear what they say. Oh man, I can't let that house go, man. The appreciation value is this and that and this and that. It's like, dude, you're in chapter 13. You're never going to own that house. That appreciation is not yours. You're never going to own it. And you're talking about financing a Jaguar. Do you know what type of interest rate you're going to get being in a chapter? Oh my God, it's endless. And when I look at somebody talk to me like that and don't know, I deep down inside, I feel for them. I do. I tell you guys not to involve your feelings, but when I hear somebody's story and they don't know, or they maybe have just given up total hope, I really do feel for them, because what they're saying is this: I'm going to accept being a slave until I'm dead. I accept it. Don't believe me? Go ask anybody you know. Ask them, hey man, do you think you're ever going to pay off your student loan debt? They're going to say nope. And guess what that means? They've accepted of being a slave until they're dead. They're going to be a middle class slave. Now imagine how many people in the middle class have student loans. Mm, mm, mm. And they believe they're in a class. You're in a debt class. My channel is where you come get the truth, man. You guys are getting done so dirty, man. You guys have no idea how dirty you're getting done just by simply not trusting mathematics. It's hard to watch, man. I consider myself a smart dude, man. College educated, all that. Cloud engineer, Mr. Smarty Pants. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're probably wondering, hey, what do you know? Now you got a degree? Yeah, I got all that. Got all that. Cloud engineer, tier 3. Connecting servers and virtual VMs globally. But couldn't use regular math on my finances. You guys have no idea how upset that comes back to me every now and then. It upsets me. It really do. It upsets me. Oh yeah, I had all that. 160 a year, 100,000, 60,000, $160,000 a year, deep in debt. College educated, but didn't use math. Fit the math I learned in grade school on my finances. Didn't even see it. Didn't even see it. Raining Woman says, that's why I don't get impressed by people's material things. That's what happens. You know what's so crazy, Raining Woman? I don't even see people's stuff anymore. Those of you guys new to my channel, I want you to see what it's like to look through my eyes as a debt-free person. I don't even see people's stuff anymore. If somebody rolls up in a Lamborghini, got Gucci shoes on, I don't even see that stuff. I don't even see it. When I see people wearing brand name Gucci across their shirt, you know what I think? Why are you advertising them for free? For absolutely free. They don't have to pay any advertising because you're doing it for them for free and you're paying for it. You know what I want to do when I see that? I want to go to the Gucci president, CEO. I'm saying, hey man, how in the hell did you guys do that? How did you make these slaves advertise for you for free? Now you don't even have to pay for advertising. You don't even need an advertising department. How did you do that? Hey Nike, how'd you do that? I remember I had a friend like used to go to the gym. He's like, man, yeah, if I wear Nike shoes, I gotta have Nike pants and a Nike shirt. What? Just to go to the gym, you got to be matching Nike all the way down. Who looks at that? I don't look at people and say, oh man, he got a Nike shirt and Adidas pants. I don't even look at that. Is it the same color? Yeah. Okay. Cool. If you're paying to own something, it's not an asset. Sure ain't. Because you're paying. You're paying. You're not getting money from it. You're paying money. Notice how millions of people always say, hey man, yeah, my house, I bought this house in this year and it's appreciated this year. And you always hear people in debt matrix say things like that. Nobody knows to ask the question, say, hey, yeah, but how much do you owe? How much do you owe on that house? I know the appreciation value went up since it was purchased back in 88, but how much do you owe on the house? They don't even know the appreciation. The appreciation of the house is not even theirs. It's not even theirs. Nothing appreciates for you for something that you don't even own. It's not yours. That doesn't even make any sense. But people slaves don't know that. Slaves are comfortable being in debt. Under the illusion of credit. Credit, I keep saying it. Credit is the illusion of ownership. Classes are illusion. Those are illusional. Classes are an illusion. There are no middle class. That doesn't exist. It's just the debt class. I keep saying that. I'm trying to break you guys from this illusion. I'm here to answer the question of, damn, man, I'm living paycheck to paycheck and I can't seem to get out no matter how much money I make. I have the answer for you. When you read these articles, I want you guys to notice how they always say, hey, the average this, the average that. The average is made up of millions upon millions of people making the same financial decisions as one. That's how they come up with the average. Pay your debt off, you're no longer part of the average. It really is that simple. You're no longer part of the average. So you don't pay attention to anything that says the average. That has nothing to do with you. It'll no longer have anything to do with you. You won't care about people's stuff. You won't worry about you see somebody break out with the new Tesla truck. You're not going to automatically think that they're rich. It doesn't matter. Right there, scrolling along the bottom of my screen is something that will change your life forever, no matter where you're at, salary wise. I meet people, I have clients across the board, across the board. I will change your life forever. You will not. And when I say these things, I don't want you guys to think I'm bragging. I'm just saying what is true. I do things in front of you so you can see that it's just what I'm telling you is true. Just the other day, yesterday, I did a live log on to my Credit Karma. How many people you see do that? How many? How many of you, what channel have you come across YouTube where somebody logged onto their Credit Karma live for everybody to see? How many have you seen that before? I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I'm saying it's got to be very rare. I've never seen that. I've seen somebody tell me about Credit Karma, but I've never seen them log into their own account and show me. I've done it right in front of you. If you haven't seen it, go back and check it out. It's called My Credit Karma. Go do it. Now, if your assets can pay for the Tesla truck, that's a whole other level. Sure is, Cosmic Wind. Totally different level. Totally different. You better believe it. If my assets pay for a truck, I'm buying a truck. And even then, I'm not going to buy it new. I'm going to buy somebody that can't wait to get the first model to come out and blah, blah, blah. So they're going to pay for all the initial depreciation. They're going to pay for it all just to be the first, just to show the world that pretend they have money. And then they're going to notice those $800 payments are going to be too steep. And guess what? They're going to sell it. That's when I come in and buy for half the price with cash or at an auction when it gets repossessed, whatever. Whatever. And then I get to drive it around. And then all the people in the debt matrix are gonna think I'm like them, believing I'm also making payments on the truck. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I would never make payments on a depreciating object ever. That makes absolutely no financial sense. To be making payments on something that you knowingly, logically know that's going down in value, and you're making payments on it. If you have gap insurance on your car, you're in debt. Imagine gap insurance, installment loans, student loan payments, car payments, credit card payments, and a mortgage on top of that. Mm. Just thinking, man, when I said that just now to you guys, just thinking about all that being on top of me. Oh man. That is unimaginable. I couldn't, there's no way. There's no way. Hyphy says, it's amazing how people get all this education and degrees, but they fail to comprehend basic words such as asset and ownership. Hyphy is by design, man. I keep I keep telling everybody in this room that is by design. You're gonna stop being amazed when you understand it's the conditioned mindset. That's on purpose. In order for this whole economy to work, everybody must participate. Everybody must be forced to participate for this to work. This is when you get out the debt matrix, this is obvious. This is obvious. Because if you didn't force people to, the people in debt would not participate if they were not forced to participate. They would not, because they're in debt, so they think they need to keep all the money they get. That's how they think. Man, if it wasn't for taxes, I get to keep every dollar and I wouldn't be in this mess. That's what you think. I know that's what you think. That's not true. There are people, and even that, people come into the channel and they listen to me, right? And they think, Linnell, that's not true. If I didn't have to pay taxes, I'd have more money, right? You got people checking that box on the W-4 to being exempt from taxes. You guys have no idea how many people do that. People in debt matrix, people in debt. If you're doing this, okay, I want you to understand, you're not the only one doing it. There's millions of people doing that same thing you're doing, checking that exempt box on your W-4. You're not the only one. The reason why you check that box without having a clue what that box really means, that's because you're in debt. Only people in debt would check that box without understanding what that box means. So they let you get away with it year one, and then they let you get away with it year two, and then three. Hell, you might even go up to five, but it's not going anywhere. That's a permanent record. Okay, you're not getting away with anything. You've now adjusted. Check it out. I guarantee you, people that have checked that box, I guarantee you they're still in debt and haven't paid taxes for over 3 to 5 years. Guaranteed. Now, if you've checked that box and you haven't been paying taxes and you're still in debt, that should 100% prove to you taxes are not the reason why you're in debt. Can I make this any more obvious? I don't think I can. People have that box checked and they're still in debt. Now they have no reason to be walking around talking about taxes are the things keeping them down. Oh, but your turn is coming. Oh, they're coming. They're going to be coming knocking on the door. They just haven't gotten to you yet. There's not an agent for every person in the United States, so they haven't gotten to you yet, but they will. And you can't just say, hey, yeah, I didn't know. I mean, we got people checking that box. Listen, you got people checking that box and not filing taxes. Can you believe that? We got people right now in the debt matrix checking that exempt box on their W-4 and not filing taxes. If you're doing this right now, if this is you, you're like a slave to the 10th power. Because the last entity you want to be in debt to is the IRS. That is the very last entity you ever want to be in debt to. There is an ultimate master. That is debt. That is IRS. That is the ultimate debt master. How do I know this? Because that's the only debt that can actually put you in prison. That is the only debt that can put you in prison. That's how I know it's the ultimate debt. No other debt on earth can put you in prison. Like that, at least. And when I say that, I mean something that only you are involved in. That's what I'm saying. That you must do. Hey, you must do this. As you're going, and people still do it. They break it all. They do it all the time, thinking they're getting away with something. No, you're not. That's why you got a social security number. No, you're not. That's the purpose of a social security number. You're not getting away with anything. People in debt have a pattern. Cosmic Wisdom says, never knew that. They asking for a heap of trouble. They sure are. That's how you know taxes are not keeping you down. So when I hear people doing that, checking that box and not filing for taxes, oh man, you're a slave to the 10th power. You're like you think about the movies, you're like put in the field. Forget about the color of the slave in the field, like the movies we've been trained to believe. Don't worry about that. Just don't worry about the color. Just imagine you're a slave out in the field. And the only way you're ever going to get in some shelter is to pay off your debt. And that right there, when I hear people that have done that, oh man, you talking about feeling for a person. I feel for a person. I really do. I really do. I just be like, damn, man, you did what? Oh, oh man, come on, man. You got to do whatever it takes to get out of this nonsense. I just want to tell a person, man, don't give up on yourself. Don't do it. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't get sucked into the debt matrix. Think you're never going to be able to pay off. Don't do that. That's how you tell that taxes are not the reason. Taxes are not the reason. Ignorance is no excuse. Can't say I didn't know. Can't do that. Doesn't work. If they let everybody get away with saying, "Hey, I didn't know I was supposed to do this with my taxes, this and that," the whole economy would crash. If they excused all student loans, the whole economy would crash. What's up, Nicer? Welcome. I appreciate you guys who are all listening and participating and even listening in silence. I appreciate it. I hope I'm getting through to you. And if you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say anything. You can talk. You can comment. Doesn't matter. Any question, you're not interrupting me at all. If you have a question during one of my talks, because this is obviously you can see this is my passion. I've been talking almost 2.5 hours. And to me, it feels like 5 minutes. You guys have no idea what it feels like to have a multi-million dollar idea in the palm of my hands that can change anybody's life. I can change your view on how things work in the economy. It's just crazy to know that. You see things, I see things totally different. It's like something simple as this. Think about it this way. So like I'm gonna say this as simple as possible. If you're investing in the stock market, okay? Say like that's you and you believe you have a portfolio and all this other stuff, right? Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest in the stock market. Yes, include your student loans. Yes, including your mortgage. Yes, including your credit card debt. Yes, including collections, all of it. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest into the stock market. If that number is in the negative, you have no money. So if you're investing in the stock market, you're literally borrowing that money from the bank. literally. So that means, according to mathematics, you're literally investing indirectly into the stock market for the bank. That's what mathematics says. Anything else would be mathematically impossible. And if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. It doesn't. Look how simple and smooth I just said that. See how I said it? See it? See the way I said it? Just connect the math and the math will make sense, right? I can say that to a person in a debt matrix. They will not have heard a word I just said. Don't even understand it. And I can even say to a person, hey, what I said, does that make mathematical sense? The person in the debt matrix will say, yes, that makes mathematical sense, but yet you're not doing it, right? No, I still don't believe it. There's different circumstances for this, and there's certain situations for that. It counts on where you live. That's what you think. And math doesn't care about any of that. And then I'll stop them and say, but what I said is true, correct? They will say, yes. But yet you're not going to do it. Yeah, there's different situations for this and that. And because of this situation and that situation and circumstances, okay. And then that's when I say, okay, whatever. What's up, Ricky? What's going on? And you guys can join this anytime you feel like it, if you wish. If you want to join the stream and ask a question or not, it's totally up to you. But you know, my limit has always been 3 hours. That's my limit. That's what I'm comfortable with. I hope I'm reaching you guys, because I really, honestly, the birth of this channel is to help people become free. I want you guys to seriously understand, I never knew what financial freedom was like until I became debt free, and now I'm debt free. I Financial freedom is amazing. It's not rich. It's just, you just get out of debt. You don't have to be rich. That's all part of the illusion. That's all an illusion. Smoke and screens, smoke and mirrors. And it's not a secret. Again, the rich are not hoarding any money. They're not keeping you back. They're not tricking you. None of the rich people are tricking you. They're just, all you got to use, if you just use math, you'll say, oh crap, okay, yeah, I won't do that, or I won't take a loan at that high interest rate, because that's all you got to do is math, and you'll see. Julio says, so I shouldn't invest until I'm debt free. So Julio, I'm gonna say this. See, and I want you to, and I'm gonna say it this way, because look what Hyphy's saying. It's impossible to invest when in debt. There's no option to invest while in debt. It's this how you do it, Julio. I'm gonna have you answer your own question. Add up all your savings, and then add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest. Now you tell me, Julio, how much money do you have to invest? You tell me. You don't even have to tell me the numbers. You just say you can invest or you can't invest. That's all I want. You don't even have to tell me the money amount. Money amount doesn't even matter. You just tell me. Like Ricky said, free. Exactly. I mean, free. Because you're under the illusion by you even asking that question, Julio. And this is not to say anything negative to you. I want you to see what you're going to see when you get out of debt, but you can tell by the way a person asks a question. So I shouldn't invest until I'm debt free. That statement alone you're assuming that you have an option. Right. By that statement alone, you're saying you believe in your brain that you even have an option to invest while you're in debt. I'm telling you, mathematically, that's mathematically impossible. You don't have any option to invest when you're in debt. That's impossible. This is what mathematics says. Nicer says that, Julio, getting your credit report to all zeros is investing in yourself. Exactly. You must invest in yourself first. There is no other option not to. Cosmic Wisdom says, dog guys, I think someone got the house. Oh, well, on the next one. Yeah, you'll get another one. That's probably a blessing in disguise, Cosmic Wisdom. This economy crash is about to happen. Okay. Don't look at it as a negative thing. It might be something telling you that uh, that wait till the economy crash. Julio says, I have a remaining thousands. Now, making sure that we're clear, Julio, I don't want you adding in anything that has your name on it and the bank's name on it. Okay. Not saying that you do or don't. I'm saying this. I don't, when I say savings minus debt, I don't want you to add in anything with your name on it and the bank's name on it. Remove anything from your number if it's true. And then anything left, now you do savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest. Okay. Because even people confuse that. When I say savings minus debt, they'll start adding the equity of their house and some land or whatever. They'll start doing all this stuff, and then they'll, oh man, I still got plenty of money. No, if the bank's name on it, it's not yours. So if you have money left over after the savings minus debt calculation, Julio, then yes, you're ready to invest. Yes. Hold on for a second, guys. All right, I'm back. All right, let me see. Julio says, oh no, it's my savings account minus money in debt I have, but I do have another question. Of course, go ahead. All right, then yes, that's true. All I'm trying to point out is, Julio, that you have actual money to invest. That's all. And if it is the way you're saying it, then you're ready. Okay. But yeah, ask as many questions as you wish. This is more for you. I just talk to fill gaps of time, because this is my passion. So yes, you're ready to invest. And you, like I said, you guys can ask questions if you wish to. Let me put this up here so you guys can share the channel. I appreciate it. So easy to share. That's all you got to do is just share that. My goal is to get on like Dave Ramsey channel, Chris Hogan, any kind of financial collaborations I'm down for. Just just bigger finance platforms. I'm noticing that I need to get on finance platforms. I do, because it's very important that I reach the right people. It's very important. Now, don't get me wrong, different platforms are nice because I still get a few people jumping in, coming from other channels to me, but I need to get to a platform where people are already searching for financial answers. If I can get on those kind of pages and collaborations with people, that's what I'm looking for. Because my ultimate goal is to talk in front of people. I want to be on stage. I want to do, presentations, just no different than what's the name, Dave Ramsey and all that. Julio says, I recently took a new loan. However, this loan is for a purpose. I signed a new loan to take a class to learn full stack web development, which will help me into the field at a junior level. I recently took a loan. However, the loan is for a purpose. I signed a new loan to take a class to learn full. Well, Um, I mean, I got a question though. I do got a question for you. Did you have the money for the class? And I don't knock student loans. I don't. Long as you do something that's going to make you relevant in today's workforce and it's going to make you the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. And as long as you pay that loan off as soon as you get that job, I'm not against student loans, but I'm saying when you land that job, whatever you're going for, the first thing you do when you get that good job, you pay that student loan off. You don't buy nothing. You don't finance any cars. You don't do anything. That money goes straight to that. Julio says, if I get rid of into the field and earn enough money, is one of the things I should do is pay my debt off? Yeah, that's the only thing. That's your only option. If you're going into debt to advance your career, understand that once you get that new career, you're now in debt. So you have no other alternative but to pay it off because you're in debt. That means if you're in debt, you have no money to invest in anything outside of yourself until you get out of debt. Always understand that when you're in debt, you have no other mathematical option but to get out of debt. Cosmic Wisdom says, if you have debt besides a fixed rate conventional mortgage, then I wouldn't invest personally. Yep. Houses are, when you have a house, it's very different. People say, hey man, if you have this more, I just look at it this way. Okay. If I had a house right now, all I do is this is how I look at it. Having a paid off house right now, I mean, anytime really, it doesn't really matter. The majority of people have mortgages. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Obviously, a paid off house is better than almost any vehicle out there. This is what the statistics show. You'll be ahead of the finance. I mean, that's like guaranteed retirement. A paid off house? How do I know this? There's trillions of dollars in mortgage debt. That's how I know. People always say there's other vehicles, but I'm just looking at the numbers. Hey, trillions, that's millions of people. Millions of people out there believe they're homeowners with mortgages. You can't get no powerful than that. Millions of people believe they own something. They don't even own it. And you can prove it to them that they don't own it. Hey, I don't know what else is more guaranteed retirement than that. That's like guaranteed retirement on steroids. A paid off house? Oh man. And that's just one. What if you own several paid off houses while millions of Americans believe they're homeowners? Man, I hope you guys are listening. And again, get out of debt. You don't even have to pay full price for a house ever. You don't. People in mortgage debt, people in the economy, they can't pay their taxes. You buy tax liens. Man, isn't that obvious? Foreclosures. As long as there are people with mortgages that believe they're homeowners, there will always be tax lien houses and there will always be foreclosure houses. Always. In any neighborhood in the country. Julio says, paying off the debt is on top of my checklist this year. Thank you, Lena. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Get out of debt and you'll see. You'll hear the other messages in my videos once you get out of debt. Like if I keep repeating this, if you come here and you've been listening to me for over a year or two now, and it sounds repetitive, I want you to ask yourself, am I still in debt? Is that why? That's why it sounds repetitive to you, because you're still in debt. If you come to my channel and you've been following me for years and you come back and say, man, he's just saying the same thing over, I want you to stop and ask yourself, am I still in debt? If you are, I'm telling you, that's why it sounds repetitive to you. Once you get out of debt, you'll hear the other messages. But when you're in debt, you can't hear them. What I teach doesn't just stop at people trying to get out of debt. Once you get out of debt, now you're going to be like, once you get to zero, you know what you're going to be like? Now what do I do? Holy crap, what do I do now? That's exactly what you're going to be like. And then you're going to come and re-listen to my videos. You're going to be like, oh, LJ been saying that the whole time. Yes. I'm telling you what you're going to do after you reach zero. What's up? I am Brandon. Gabriel, what's going on? But if you come into my channel, it sounds repetitive. That means you've heard enough. You know all you need to know to get out of debt, and you're still in debt. That means because you know everything what to do to get out of debt, you just haven't done it. But once you're out of debt, you'll be like, then you're gonna go back and you're gonna re-listen to all my videos, and then you're gonna hear the other message of when you get to zero, you're gonna be like, oh crap, yeah, oh, that's what I do. That's why I say that. That's why I do that. That's why I do this and don't do that. Yes, that's what you do. We got about 15 minutes left. I will not be getting back on tonight. Today is my woman's birthday, her 40th birthday, and we're going to celebrate it at some kind of steakhouse, some nice steakhouse tonight. Celebrate her 40th birthday. I'm excited about that. We got a lot to celebrate, not only her 40th birthday, but just this whole, she's been riding this debt-free trip with me. She's experiencing it all. Gabriel says, wealth takes time. Yeah, of course, but it's faster than you think. Okay. It's not as long, when you get a job, you think, it's the weirdest thing to think about when you sign up for a job and they talk about the retirement plan and how much money you will have at age 65. And you really don't stop and think and say, am I really planning on being at this job until I'm 65? People don't ever stop and think about that. They don't even really say that, right? But the answer is no. I mean, I wouldn't. Even when I was in the debt matrix, I didn't really believe I was going to be at this job until I was old. I just never believed that, Thank you, Nicer. I'll let her know. Miss LJ. NC Big says, my son liked the shirt, but he said he hates math. I'm pushing him to stop saying that. Yeah, he got to stop saying that out loud. He got to stop saying that. Tell him like this, NC Biggs. Hey, man, don't worry about it. Just learn. Teach him how to use the calculator. That might make him feel better. It doesn't. As long as he know which numbers to put in the calculator, that's all he needs to know. Just tell him that. Okay? That he might, because right now in school, they always try to say, hey, man, don't use the calculator. No, it's okay. Use the calculator. Because you need to know what numbers to put in the calculator first anyway. If you don't even know the numbers to put in the calculator ain't going to help you regardless if you think it's cheating or not. It's not. You need to know what numbers to put in there. Willie says, LJ, I had a friend this week tell me that he felt accomplished owning a house and a car and a nice car. When I asked him if he had the titles to both, he was dumbfounded. I wasn't being mean, just real. Oh God. He was saying that he owned the house and the car, but he was making payments. What was his look like, Willie? Did he look like you cursed at him or something when you said that? Hey, do you have the titles? What did he say something, or was it the expression? Was the expression on his face when you said that? Hurting people's feelings. Yep. Hey, Willie's gonna learn to shut up. Willie, you're gonna learn to be quiet. Okay. You're gonna be lonely. If you don't keep that stupid debt-free talk to yourself, that's crazy talk. That's crazy. They're gonna put you in the crazy house, Willie. Yeah, we're submitting Willie Garcia. Yeah, why is he here? He believed this. He believes in mathematics. Oh yeah, lock him up. Lock him up. Yeah, you can't be talking that crazy talk, Willie. The look was priceless. I bet it was. Let's see how much longer he's gonna be your friend, Willie. He's gonna start ghosting you now and things. Oh man, yeah, Willie. No, man. I know we were supposed to go do that, man, but I'm cool. My dog's sick. My rabbit's hurt. Yeah, I gotta fix my roof. Yeah, Willie, we can't hang out. Sorry. Yeah. Willie says, and I then went into the freedom talk. Ooh. Uh-oh. You are messing up big time, Willie. Big time. You trying to be friendless? Willie, you trying to be friendless? You keep talking that math talk, you're gonna be one lonely dude. NC Big says me and Willie are going to have to be best. We're going to have to be best friends. Yes. Oh yeah. Willie gonna learn his lesson. Willie, this okay. I'm gonna, and everybody in this room, I'm gonna tell you what it sounds like when Willie talks to people in debt. Okay, here we go. Okay, do you get it? That's what it sounds like. I just want others to experience the freedom. There you go again, Willie. You're talking that crazy talk. How you gonna tell somebody to be free when they don't even know they have chains on, Willie? They don't even know they're wearing invisible chains that they're paying to maintain themselves. They're paying for their own chains. That's why they're getting frustrated. They don't understand a word Willie's saying, not a word. They're looking at Willie like, why is he talking like that? He sounds like the Charlie Brown teacher voice. Why is he talking like that? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to stop hanging around Willie. Man, you been around Willie lately, man? Listen to the way he talks, man. He don't even make any sense. Nonstop Dre says it's better to be alone than with bad company. Yeah. Hey, you guys, when I hang around my friends, you think we talk about money? Hell no, we don't talk about money. They know exactly what I do. We do not even touch talking about money. We have actually agreed not to. As long as they don't talk around money around me, and I won't talk about money around them. They know better because I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear that debt talk. There's plenty of money for everybody. Willie says, I was there once trying to make this a better world, one person at a time. You know what, Willie? No, I get it. You know I'm playing, man. You know I'm playing. Hey, that's why I created this channel. I'm going to help people become free. I want everybody to be free. But if you're coming to this channel, you already realize something's wrong in the debt matrix. That's why you're here. If you're in this room, if you're in this channel right now, you've just been quiet, you're here because you know something's wrong in the debt matrix. You're like, hey, man, this credit, I know everybody keep telling me credit's the way, but I cannot seem to be getting financially ahead. You're in the right place because this is the channel. This is it. I'm here to make it sense. I'm here to make it all make sense to you. NC Big says, me and Willie aren't going to be friendless, just have to meet up and trade phone numbers. Exactly. Oh yeah, NC Biggs, I know you're already learning your lesson. You keep testing, and I know you think I'm lying. I know you're thinking, nah, man, LJ can't be right, man. There is no way I can tell somebody the truth to their face and then not believe me. I don't believe them. I don't believe what LJ is saying. Hey, man, you know you're a slave. You know what's no, we're not. And I'm like, there you go again. You're testing the theory. Hey, man, I already walked the walk for you, NC Biggs. I'm trying to save you some heartache. I'm trying to save you some heartache, NC Biggs, but no, you don't believe me. Yeah, Willie, he don't believe me either. I know you guys. Go ahead. Go ahead and get yourself all frustrated and worked up. Why? Wondering why why they don't hear you? Because you sound like the Charlie Brown teacher voice, and they're getting frustrated that they can't hear you. The Wawa twins. Nicer says NC Biggs and Willie Garcia are the Wawa twins. Yeah. Gabriel says, LJ, when did you realize you were in a debt matrix and had to get out? When I was 40. And this is how it happened to me, you guys, because I want you guys to understand how it happened to me. And I've told this story a couple times, but I'll make it a short one. One day, I was doing my regular routine of getting off work and going to the gym. Okay. And I remember it was daylight savings times because it got dark early. Okay. So I remember going to work, it was dark. And I remember leaving work, it was dark. Okay. It got dark early around 4 o'clock or something around there. And by the time I got off work at 5 and got to the gym about 5:36, it was dark. And I remember pulling into the gym like I normally did. And I remember looking at the gym. I wasn't facing the gym, but I could see the gym front entrance throughout my driver's side window. This is how vivid this is. And I remember, and I just stopped and I said, is this going to be my life till I retire from the current job I'm working at? I get up in the morning, deal with traffic to go to a place that I really don't want to go to, stay at a place for 8 hours that I really don't want to stay because I'm looking at the clock around 3 o'clock, 3:30, seeing what time his work is over. And then I get back into the traffic, leaving a place I didn't want to go to in the first place, and do this over and over and over again until I'm 65, 70 years old. I said, I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that. At that moment, I started thinking about, okay, I started backtracking. Okay, what's making me do this? This is how I thought. What's making me accept this way of life? And I started thinking, wait a minute, I'm in debt. I don't own this car. I don't own the fancy high rise that I live in. I don't own I had multiple credit cards and I was financing a phone. I was thinking about all that. Then I realized that's what's keeping me here, my debt. Did I know how to get out of debt in that moment? Nope. I started searching. I had to know I was in debt first before I could search for something that I didn't know exists, because I didn't know debt freedom existed. So I didn't know what to search for. Then I came across Dave Ramsey. Basically, and I'm paraphrasing, Dave Ramsey said, hey, man, just apply math to your finances and you'll always win with money. And then I stepped back and I said, no way it can be that easy. But then I had to catch myself, wait a minute, math and money are one. I couldn't count money if I didn't know math. So there has to be right. And then once I did that, I never looked back. That's when I realized I was in the debt matrix. That's the moment I realized the glitch in the debt matrix. That's when I realized the debt matrix even existed, because that's the glitch. If it didn't make mathematical sense, it didn't make financial sense either. Then I thought to myself, how come I didn't know that or believe that? And that's what it was, Gabriel. That's what woke me up. That's it. And I want you guys to understand now that I understand, I'm in a profession that found me that is absolutely timeless. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter where you're at in life. Math will always be math. No matter if you're 20 or you're 50, math is math. If I say 50 plus 50 is 100, no young person's going to say, oh man, he only answered that question. He only knows 50 plus 50 is 100 because he is 50. No young person's ever going to say that. They're going to say, oh, everybody knows that. Yeah, 50 plus 50 is 100. Yeah. They're not going to say that. I only know that because I'm 50 years of age. They're not going to say that. Cosmic Wisdom says they had you good in the debt matrix. That sure did, Cosmic Wisdom. Cosmic, I would have never been talking to a person like you if I was in the debt matrix. No way. I wouldn't even know how to understand you, let alone even ask you questions. I was wrapped up good. I was brought up in the matrix. I was brought up in the debt matrix. Credit and debt was just a part of life. You know, people in the debt matrix, they all say the same things. Hey, money doesn't grow on trees. The light bill, this, you got to borrow that. And money. Oh man, you think of money is, hey man, you just borrow. Yes, it does. It's wood. It's made of paper. It's made of trees. It does grow on trees. It does. Money doesn't grow on trees. You turn to a person and say, yes, it does. It's paper. What do you mean? Where do you think paper comes from? Trees. So it does grow on trees. Oh yeah, media too. It's all part of the plan. Media, that's all part of the plan, you guys. Media is a part of it. That's why I don't even pay attention. I don't even watch the news. The only reason why I know about this coronavirus, it keeps coming across my timeline. I was like, what is that? Oh, some new thing. Okay, whatever. I don't even pay attention to it. I don't take flu shots. I don't do none of that stupid nonsense. Check this out. Soon as I saw, this is kind of off topic, but this is just the way I think. Soon as I saw them offering flu shots at every corner store, not even in hospitals, at every corner store. I mean, they be damn near pushing the flu shot down your throat. I'm like, oh, I'm doing the opposite of that. Nope, not doing any of that. Willie says, my wake-up call was walking out of bankruptcy court in 2005. That very day, I went on a plan to pay off my house and never, ever played around with credit again. Wow, Willie. Let me tell you something, Willie. That's amazing within itself. You have no idea how amazing that is. You know why? Because people that file bankruptcy, guess what they do? They decide to go back into debt, to get back into credit again. Wow, congratulations on that, man. Congratulations. NC Big says, LJ, you have saved any of your friends. Oh, have you saved? Oh, okay. I'm not even reading right. LJ, have you saved any of your friends, or are any of them coming around? The answer is no. No, well, no, I take that back. No, I take that back. Two ex-coworker friends that have become debt free. Now, when I say these are coworker friends, okay? That's how they're friends, and they're friends outside. They're still my friends today, so I do consider them friends. But what I'm saying is, like, friends that I like grew up with, no, none of them. None of them even listen. None of them. So we've agreed to not talk about it. So if they, like, for example, one of them refinanced this house, and he said it, I say, hey man, we don't talk about that kind of stuff because I don't want to hear it. Because I know if he's refinancing the house, there's a reason why you're refinancing the house. Now, if you're saying to get an awesome interest rate, whatever you say, I just don't want to hear it, because we're going to end up, he's going to tell me something and I'm going to say, hey, what type of refinance did you get? He's going to say, I don't know. I don't know the percentage rate. I don't want to hear any of that, because we'll go into something and I don't want to talk about it. Cosmic Wisdom says, I told you about the phone, and I work from home most of the time. Yeah. Yeah, you told me about that phone. Yeah, you told me that you don't bring that phone and you work from home most of the time. Yeah. She says, nope, I'll go in maybe once or twice a week. Wow, that's awesome. $10 years. He paid off his house. Willie paid off his house in 10 years. Awesome, man. Uh-oh, Hyphy found another scam. Uh-oh, let's see. See how you just broke down the coronavirus? That's how I see everything. Exactly. It's a scam. I believe it. I'm with you, Hyphy. I know you'd be quick to call things a scam, but some things I agree with you. It's a scam. Soon as I saw flu shots on every corner of the store, coming to your job in big ass trucks, coming, hey, come get your flu shot for free and this and that. I'm like, whoa. Why are you shoving this flu shot down our throats? Slow down. I walk into 7-Eleven and you're offering flu shots at the 7-Eleven. Oh, something's wrong. Something is wrong. No, I'm not taking a flu shot out. And you know what? I haven't had a flu shot in years, and I haven't got the flu in years. That's weird. Too bad Willie. Too bad. This is the only place that people are going to congratulate Willie for paying off his house. Ain't that a shame? He only can tell us. Once he leaves this channel today, he got to stop. He got to say nothing. He can't say anything. Six Sound says, how do I escape the working class into passive income? You must first get out of debt. Come see me. Six Sound. See that scrolling at the bottom right there? Savings minus debt. Go to my website, click on book consultation and book a free consultation, and I'll set you on your way to be able to escape the working class. I promise. There you go. SavingsMinusDebt.com. Click on book now. Schedule your own. Schedule the time you wish. Make sure you select your time zone, please. Cosmic Wisdom says, when they offer flu shots for free, I'm like, nope, nothing's free. Nothing's free. They even tell you, hey, you might get sick first, and then your body will adjust. Nope, I'm not injecting something that's going to get me sick first. No, thank you. I'm not sick now. So if I take that shot, I'm going to be sick. No. Cosmic Wisdom says, never had a flu shot, never got a flu shot. Yeah, I wish I had my own brain earlier in life. I would have said no. Nicer says, they love scaring people and playing on people's fears. Yes, that's how the economy works. It's based on fear. Haven't you noticed, like, things calm down for a little while, then out the blue something big happens. Then you can't let people get too relaxed. They'll start losing fear. You need that fear to keep going. That's all part of it. That's how it works. That's how it works. It's just part of the game. Whatever. Experian. Oh, here we go. Experian allegedly has a huge data breach. Then their response to that is to offer free credit protection for a limited time. Then you have to pay for it. Yeah, that's a scam. Is it legal though, Hyphy? Is it legal? If they did the math, Hyphy, would it be a scam? Is it scamming you, Hyphy? You know to use math. If you just do the math, you'd be like, oh crap, I'm not doing that. Then is it really a scam? It's not really a scam. All they got to do is all they have to do is mathematics. This is all people have to do. It's like this. Well, then again, it's not. Well, I can't say that because money doesn't exist for people in debt. That's why they have credit cards. Credit is the illusion of money. Credit is the illusion of ownership. So, because at first I used to go, have you noticed every time there's a breach, they always get customer information, but they never breach the bank accounts of the credit. The hacker never accidentally breaches the money accounts of Experian or credit, some kind of credit agency. They never crack the accounts of the money, right? They never do that. Then I have to realize there's nothing to crack really, because the money doesn't even exist. It's just digital numbers on the screen, because people in debt don't realize they have no money. They're in debt. So money's imaginary to them. So as long as you get people in debt to believe the digital numbers they see on their screen, or if they slide this piece of plastic and get this merchandise, whatever they're at the store, and they believe they get it, they'll believe it's money. And at the same time, if you make them believe it's not their money they're spending, they're even more likely to spend it. See the psychology behind that? It's amazing. Somebody designed this, you guys. Somebody designed it. It's amazing. It's a masterpiece. Cosmic Wisdom says, me and Hyphy are kindred spirits. We look for the hidden agenda in things. Yeah. And again, you guys, Hyphy, Cosmic, I don't think any of it's hidden. See what I'm saying? I don't think it's hidden. If I do the math, is it really hidden if you just do the mathematics? It's not really hidden. They just make people in debt believe it's hidden or it's a secret. NC Big says, I'm at the hospital right now wishing I had that tax right with the medical card you were talking about before like $9,000 before like nine. Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice to pull out that HSA card? Nice. Cosmic and Hyphy, the scam twins. Cosmic Wisdom says the Experian move Hyphy mentioned is called customer acquisition. Great monthly cash flow move. Yes, it is. It's honestly, Hyphy, it's brilliant, man. They pretend a breach happens, in which probably, I mean, they can legally prove that a breach happens. You just set it up. It's not a big deal. And then it happens and they sell them credit protection on something that they should have had secured in the first place. It doesn't even make any sense. That's why all my credit reports are frozen. They're frozen. Now, if a hacker, listen, you guys, if all my credit reports are frozen and a hacker breaks through the frozen protection, that's a bigger problem. You mean to tell me, let me see, if the hacker got through the frozen part, it's frozen, right? And they break through and then they say, hey, Linnell, your credit thing has been compromised. I'm gonna say to them, wait a minute, it was frozen. How did they get through it? How did they break through it? Hyphy says that Cosmic Wisdom asks, assess the situation, see who has the most gain, breakdown, and deception, follow the money, and you'll solve the puzzle. All you got to do is follow the money. People in debt, this is how you're easily found. All we got to do is follow the money. Follow the money. That's why you're doing it. Whatever dishonest thing you're doing right now, people, you're doing it because you're in debt, because you need the money. That's why you're doing something dishonest. That's why you're doing it. Nonstop Dre says, college offer PhD programs in majors like gender studies, women history, philosophy, and entrepreneurship, which are scams, but people don't have to major in those types of fields. Yeah, they do that. If you believe you need a PhD in history without even looking to see how much money that could possibly make, to say, wait a minute, how much is this PhD going to cost me? All right, if I do that, how much money am I going to make? And then you see the money and you see what it's going to cost, you're going to be like, oh, hell no, I'll be in debt for years. Yeah, exactly. If you do that. See you later, Cosmic. I'm about to get off anyway. College is a scam to me too, 6 Sounds. I agree with that. This is the only way I agree with college, okay? If you want to be a doctor, yeah, you got to go to college. You're trying to be a brain surgeon? Oh yeah, you got to go to college. Lawyer, yeah, college. There's certain professions that you need college, okay? I agree. But all this other stuff, you don't need. You're not going to go to a doctor and say, hey, yeah, I'm Dr. So-and-so. You turn to him and say, you go to college? He says, no, I didn't go to college. You say, you're not going to be my doctor. You know what I'm saying? So, but there are certain professions, but the majority, you don't need college. That's the scam. School doesn't cost that much. You can learn anything you want to do on this is totally different times right now. You got the internet. You can learn anything. You can learn anything on the internet. And I guarantee you become a professional at anything you decide to be a professional at. Nobody's going to ask you for your college degree. They're going to see your work. If your work is amazing, they're not going to stop and say, hey, wait a minute, before I let you do work for me, do you have a college degree? That's not going to happen. Cosmic Wisdom says, yeah, have a good day. I'm off to the gym while I'm motivated. Have a good workout, Cosmic Wisdom. All right, you guys, we're 3 hours, 15 minutes into. I got to get off of here. Though I love you guys all. I love doing this. I appreciate you guys all, your participation. Everybody that participates, Willie, you're going to learn, man. I hope you learned your lesson today. You're going to stop talking to the people in the debt matrix, all right? Wait till they come to you. That's what you're gonna have to do. All right. NC Biggs, you're gonna have to do the same thing. You better keep your mouth shut. You're gonna lose all your friends. Thank you everybody for participating. I thank you everyone that listens in silence. I hope I'm helping you without even knowing it. Okay. Until next time. Again, if you guys have any topics that you want me to talk about, just shoot me an email. Shoot me an email and let me know. Hey, Linnell, can you talk about this in more detail? Anything that's personal finance related. Nothing outside of personal finances. Nothing. Okay, I don't talk about stock markets. I don't talk about investing in 401ks. I mean, a little bit of 401k and HSA because that's offered to you as a regular worker. That's the only reason why I talk about 401k and HSA, because that's offered to you. But anything outside of investing in houses and real estate, I know nothing about that. Nothing. Okay. Shoot me an email. Please don't forget to share. This is how you share my channel. Just tell them, hey man, say whatever you want to say, but just say Google #SavingsMinusDebt and you'll find them. All right. And right now I'm working on something big. I'm not going to announce it right now. It's big to me, but I'm working on something with another friend of mine, and to make this more streamlined. And once we get it going, it's some good things they're not quick. It doesn't happen in a month, 2 months. It happens. It's progress. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, wonderful Saturday. I sure will. Until next time, I will see you outside the debt matrix. All right. Bye.